What is up, chat? I don't even know where to start. I'm just gonna say, if Zhufu was fucking quick support instead of art support, it would be like perfect. But for some fucking reason, she's an art support, which, like, okay, she's decent, she's pretty good, and in like the right utility situations, she's like super good. But we don't need another fucking art support, right? Like, we got Mozart and we have Hohenheim, and that's more than enough. Why, like, what are we doing? Right? Why is she not quick? Anyway, let's see. Yeah, Zhufu, alter ego, she's gonna be an FP summon later, which is good. It's the first, like, free-to-play friendly alter ego, and I was just talking about it yesterday, how annoying it is that they keep doing all this extra class nonsense, but there's no free-to-play extra classes, so it's kind of bullshit. On the downside, though, she's not a DPS in any way. So, like, if you need to have a DPS alter ego, she is not it. Like, not at all. She is through and through a support. She heals, her NP does no damage, she makes stars, she has a 30% battery. It's actually 50% if you're working with you, funnily enough. I will say, though, she is extremely useful, especially once you get an account, like, established, because she has a 30% battery. Everyone can get a 20% battery from their passive. So once your account's established, you're gonna get that eventually. That's 30, that's 20, that's 50. Starting NP is standard is 50. Boom, you can turn one NP. Like right now, I haven't done anything. I haven't casted any skills. We're using standard CEs, nothing fancy. If I had Protoku's passive, I could have her buff him and NP right now. And like you can accomplish that really easily. She also has buff removal resistance on her third skill. It's only for one turn though, so you have to be like pretty specific with it. And that may not always sync up with the battery, but it's still good. Let's see, she's got crit up, art up, crit chance down for the enemies, increased party's MP generation rate, she heals them, removes one debuff, which is good. It's not all debuffs, but yeah, she's very utility based. She's very good. She's best for art, but she can kind of work with anything. But she is definitely best with art. But yeah, I think she's really good. I think she'll be a staple. I don't know if you'll use her like as much as Qingong and stuff like that. I don't think she's like that good, but she is really good. Yeah, she's a 3-star. She's gonna be an FP summon, and she's fucking art. Let's see what else to talk about here. So they made some changes to the core gameplay, which I guess we can show off right now. Here when we actually cast them. Stuff here. We'll do that. Really, I should have gotten his passive. That would make a really big difference here. This. I'm going to do the crit up because we actually have a better crit chance right now than one might think. Actually, with all these gameplay changes, I'm not sure what I actually want to do. Okay, so they did two big things. And there's a lot of little changes this makes. The big one, I would say, that's like gonna really stand out, is if you use a quick card, so you get the quick card bonus, right? The first quick card bonus, right? All the other cards gain 20% crit chance. And it's just flat. No matter what your star absorbed, no matter what your crit was before, everything just gets 20% crit. And that is really good. Also, quick chains make 20 stars now instead of 10. So that's also really big. And this is even better because they made a rainbow chain. So if you do a buster card, quick card, art card, doesn't have to be from the same unit. You get all 3 cards first card bonus. And that's really big because that means the buster card doesn't necessarily have to be in first place to get that. Because generally you'd always want buster in first place because it's just so much damage up. But now, if you just do a rainbow combo, you get the buster card bonus with it being anywhere in the chain. So you could do like quick first, buster second, art third. And like, art third is nuts because you're getting the first card art bonus, but then you also have the third card bonus of art, so you're like really doubling up on your MP gain, and you're still getting the damage, and you're getting the 20% crit. Because see, like right now, if you want to get that 20% crit, the quick card needs to be first. But if you're able to do a rainbow chain, you get that 20% crit, just period. Which, it's nuts. People keep saying like QBA is best or this is best. It's actually really small brain that everyone keeps acting like it's universal like that. One of the things I like about this system is it varies. Like if you're like, okay, all I need is NP gain. And sure, damage is nice, but what I'm really trying to do is like get NP gain. So you still want the rainbow because you want the 20% crit, because critting is more NP gain and stuff. You're still gonna do Buster Quick Art. It hasn't changed. You're still gonna do Buster Quick Art because you want Quick in second place because it makes more NP in second place than most Buster cards will. Now, of course, there's some exceptions because you know, high hit count busters and stuff like that. But I just keep seeing people over. I see it on Kairo's stream. I've seen it just everywhere. People are just like, oh yeah, Quick Buster Art's best combo now. And it's like, it can be, but it's not going to always be. Sometimes the tried and true Buster Quick Art is still really, really good because it is, yes, gas, kind of weird now. But yeah, it varies depending on like if you need pure damage or if you need pure NP gain or if you need you know, Stargen even, like it varies, which I like. It's going to change the high Cairo. That was pretty fast. But yeah, it's going to vary depending on what you want. Like I would say more times than not, you're probably going to do Quick Buster Art on most units, just because it's a very good balance of damage, NP gain, and everything else. But there are times, and I've already seen it in my own gameplay, where I'm like, oh yeah, no, all I really care about is getting some damage, so I want to do the Rainbow Chain, but I just want NP gain. Right, so I'm just doing Buster Quick Art like normal, right? So and also you might have a situation where you're like, oh, I'm gonna get my NP this turn no matter what, and like the enemy might have a high hit count. So then you're gonna do like you might do like Quick Art Buster, or you might do Art Quick Buster, because you're not valuing the NP gain, right? You don't care about the NP gain. You want the Buster in third place because it will do the most damage, right? So yeah, it varies, and I like that. There's a lot more to think about. The only thing I don't like is Rainbow Chains are so good. The only time you won't do it is if you're gonna do a like, you know, a pure combo, right? Because Art Chains are still good because everyone gets 20% NP, right? Quick Chains are still good because you make so many stars, things like that. Buster Chains, I feel like got a little nerfed, but yeah, you almost always want a Rainbow Chain outside of very specific circumstances. Like on Coup, you're still gonna quick. Like on your NP turn. But then the turn after, you're gonna Rainbow Chain every time. I mean, every time, unless there's something very specific going on. But yeah, so like, it is, I do like these changes though, because it adds a lot to think about in a team setting. Like right now, the Quick Chain's fine, right? Because I'll make the extra 20 stars now, and that's big. I'll get the crit chance and all that, but I could Rainbow Chain, because we have one of each. And that's going to be a lot of damage and stars and all that as well. In fact, I think we do Quick Chain here. I think that is for the best. And I really do wish I had Protoku's passive because we could have our NP right now. Yeah, no luck with the crit there. 63 stars. Yeah, Zal pointed this out. Calamity Jane is a lot stronger with these changes, because she gets all the benefits. Okay, I think Quick benefits the most from these changes, obviously, because everyone benefits the same from Rainbow, but then Quick, it got specifically buffed like beyond that. So I think Quick units got the most out of these changes. And then Calamity Jane is a Quick unit, and she has, everyone likes to make stars, right? No one's upset if they make more stars. But Calamity Jane has a specific mechanic where she gets more like effects the more stars she has, and before she would really struggle to make 50 stars if she wasn't like doing a break gauge or something, where the extra boost to the Quick Chain is enough to pretty reliably get her to 50 stars most of the time, and that's a really big increase, and she's getting all those other things. So Calamity Jane can Quick Chain, get more out of that than ever, more likely to crit right there, make more stars, get a bigger benefit, and then with all those stars she just made and all those benefits, now she can do a Rainbow Chain, right, and then go back and do a Quick Chain. Yeah, I haven't even thought about pants. I haven't even thought about that. I imagine it's ridiculous though, because she's also quick, and she's happy to do rainbow combos anyway. She already did rainbow combos, so it's like it's not hard for her to work them into her gameplay. So yeah, she must be ridiculous. I actually feel like Fujino doesn't, like, she benefits from this. No one is really hurt by this, but I feel like Fujino gains less because Fujino likes to do stuff like, you know, Buster Art and BBB, and I think BBB is the worst chain now, which I kind of dislike that, but yeah, BBB is the worst chain now. It still has its uses because there are times where you just don't give a fuck about the other effects, and you still just want the damage, because the Buster cards still do more damage than Quick and Art cards. But yeah, BBB definitely got the least out of this. Orizviel, thank you for the 35 months, dude. I really appreciate it. These numbers, what do they mean? Means you're wasting your money. I mean, you're supporting your local streamer. Hi, NFJ. Thank you for the 51 months. Even more wasted money. Boy, I haven't tried Mordred yet. I need to try Mordred. Yeah, Mordred, Calamity Jane. There's a lot of stuff to test here. So overall, though, there's still a lot more to talk about. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not super, though, happy with this anniversary. I'm not, like, upset. They didn't do anything that's like, fuck you, right? Like, none of that. But, they didn't do anything, and it's a trap. Thank you for the 17 months, dude. Good chunk over a year there. But I'm not crazy happy about the anniversary because they didn't do anything to address some, I think, the biggest problems with the game. Like, the UI is really bad. This UI is, like, from, like, 1995. Right, and it's a problem. Like with all the other games coming out, and they have much better UIs. It's pretty painful dealing with how bad the UI. It's actually worse because right, there's more bloat now. Right, there's more command codes. There's more CEs. There's and it's the bloat is a problem. So yeah, the UI is a big oof, but they could change that some other time, right? Like they could do that some any other time. Oh yeah, of course it's better than Anniversary 5. That's like the only anniversary that was like pretty shit. But yeah, I'm not mad, right? I'm not like upset with the anniversary. It's just, it could have been a lot better in my opinion. They just did not address a lot of the core issues with FGO in my opinion. The UI is really bad. There's a lot of animations that are so ludicrously out of date. We don't have good repeatable content. There's no story replay, right? These are some real problems with the game. You know, I was looking for them to add like, hey, we're adding a boss rush mode. And it's just a permanent thing. And you know, it doesn't take AP, and it's like a side thing, or hey, we're adding a roguelike, or hey, we're adding story replay, or new game plus mode. I was really wanting something like that, and then just UI. The UI needs to be fixed. However, again, the UI might get fixed later because they've been job posting that they're looking for a new UI lead. So right, that could just happen later. But it's still good, right? A lot of free stuff, right? A lot of free materials. You get some SQ now when you finally send someone. That's good. So new accounts are just gonna get more SQ faster. You get white prisms, pure prisms from leveling up units. Zert, thank you for the gifted sub. And Persona, thank you for the 36 months. Excuse me. I'm kind of falling behind here. You guys are killing me. Oh yeah, everyone gets a free 5-star CE. That's not permanent though, right? If you make a new account a month from now, you're not getting it. But maybe next anniversary, like with the 5-star ticket becoming permanent, maybe they'll make the 5-star CE permanent. And I hope they do, because then you can like rely on people having at least, you know, certain craft essences to help them out and things like that. It's definitely good. And Rose, with it 21 months, almost, wait, I can count, almost 2 years. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. But yeah, pretty much everyone's going to pick Super Scope or K-Scope. Funnily enough, I don't think I will because I already have a lot of K-Scopes because I've been playing so long. I'm not to brag, but even as a free-to-play, I don't need any of them because I've been playing for so long. I have them all limit broken, right? I might pick like K-Scope to have an extra one though, so I can like make a second Super Scope. But I don't use Super Scope in videos, right? So then I can have a regular vanilla K-Scope on the side for videos, so that I might just pick that. But yeah, I've been playing for so long that they don't matter. Let's see. So okay, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, but this is something I really want to talk about because it's like this is really interesting. We got buffs coming, and we know the rarities for each like of the colors and stuff. So the one tonight is a 4-star Lancer and a 3-star Assassin, and I swear to God, that better be Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, how can it not be Jekyll and Hyde, right? How could it be? Like, yes, Jin K is kind of yikes still, but like she's definitely better than Jekyll and Hyde, and like she got buffed, you know, way more recently. So I think it is Jekyll and Hyde. Now it could be Serenity. Here, let me look at the 3-star assassins real quick. Okay, it definitely could be Jin K. She technically still deserves it, but I don't think it is. Jekyll and Hyde seems the most likely. It could be Serenity, it could be Fuma, but I mean, they got buffed kind of recently and they're both in pretty good spots. I don't think it would be Izo. I mean, like they just buffed him, so that wouldn't make any sense. I really think it's Jekyll and Hyde. And if it's 100... Oh god. They actually might think 100 Face needs a buff because she hasn't been touched in such a long time, and like they generally don't know what they're doing with low stars. I actually think the most likely is Jekyll and Hyde, but I think the second most likely is 100 Face. Which is absolutely ridiculous, but Dr. Deus, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Holy shit, that's a lot. Good lord, thank you, thank you. 55 gifted subs in total, man. Yeah, and Looking Glass with the big bit bomb, thank you as well. And Zert, you guys are killing me. I'm trying to talk about the anniversary here. But yeah, I think it's Jekyll and Hyde most likely, but then I'd actually say 100 Face is the next most likely, which is crazy, but I honestly would not be shocked if they did it. That's the kind of thing that they would do. The Lancer, 4-star Lancer, let's see. 4-star Lancer. Artoria Alter, Lancer Alter, that could be. Doesn't really need it, but I don't think any 4-star Lancer really needs the buff, so... This one's gonna be really hard to guess because of that. Like, because no one really needs it. And maybe Kiyohime Lancer needs it the most, but they're kind of rare to buff Summer Servants. Let's see. I mean, hell, it could be Percival. Like, really, I don't think they would, but I mean, they could do it. Yeah, I feel like Valkyrie probably needs it the most. When I'm looking at it, I think Valkyrie needs it the most. And because I guess Quick is not as, like, topical as it used to be with double Scatty, it could be Valkyrie now. Back in the day when Scatty was so prevalent, I don't think they would have done it. But, yeah, I could see Valkyrie. Valkyrie, Kiyohime Lancer, and, Lancer Alter, Artoria Lancer Alter. Those would be the ones I would think it would be. But, I mean, really, they could do Nukehead, they could do Medea Lily, like, there's a lot of 4-star Lancers that they could just randomly buff. Because the only ones that kind of stand out to me in terms of needing it is Valkyrie and Kiyohime. But when that happens, they don't always see it that way, and they kind of just gonna buff something that's topical or, you know, whatever. They may not feel like Valkyrie really needs a buff, right? So it could kind of be anything. Oh yeah, we should put chat on screen. Because, I turned it off because I was making videos. Alright, there you go. Should have everything. Okay, so then after that, this is the day I'm probably the most interested in. This is not tonight, but tomorrow night. It's another 4-star Lancer. So there's 2 4-star Lancers, just boom, boom, right? So one of these is probably Valkyrie, I would hope. But same what I just said, right? It could be any of them. But then it's a 3-star Lancer. I swear to God, it's not Ku. I would truly be so shocked if it was Ku. There's just no way. There's no way. And technically Ku's stronger because of the core gameplay changes because he's quick and just... No. They can't ignore Deer Mid and Taiga and all those things for that long. Like, I mean, I really don't think it's Ku. Now, I said that last time and it was Ku, but that just makes it even more likely for it not to be Ku. Now, who it is so hard to guess because Deer Mid needs a buff. Baldy needs a buff. Taiga probably doesn't need it as much, but Taiga could use a buff as well. Let's see. Those are the only 3. I mean, even Hector and Romulus, Romulus especially, actually, I think could use a buff. So almost every Lancer is on the table, I would say, except for Ku. And yeah, obviously they could just be crazy and buff Ku, but the only thing that worries me, I would say it's 100% it's not Ku, or 99% it's not Ku, if it wasn't for the fact that, and I hate saying this, because this is the way they think, Ku's 3rd skill is like really vanilla. Now, that doesn't matter, because the rest of his toolkit is busted, so who gives a shit if his 3rd skill is vanilla? But, like, Emiya got buffed when he really didn't need it because one of his skills was still vanilla. So they might be like, hey, let's just complete Ku and, you know, finish that last vanilla skill and, you know, there we go. Like, they might think of that before they're like, you know, Deer Mid kind of just sucks, right? At least in comparison. I wouldn't say Deer Mid sucks. Like, he does have the basic stuff that you need. It's just, he's so behind Ku, right? He's so behind Ku. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, you're dead if it's Ku. It's not my fault. I ain't working for DW. I don't think it's Proto Ku because he just got buffed pretty recently. Proto Ku deserves it enough that it'd be okay if he got one, but I don't think it's very unlikely that it's Proto Ku, right? I don't see that being very likely. I really hope it's Deer Mid. And I'm gonna make Cairo mad. Like, I want Baldy to get it selfishly because I like Baldy a lot. His gameplay's really fun, and it's kind of frustrating how like close he is to greatness, but then how kind of just off everything is. So selfishly I'd like Baldy, but I think it should be Deer Mid, and I like Deer Mid a lot anyway. I don't like him maybe as much as Baldy, but it's really close. And Deer Mid has been in the game since forever. He's been in the game longer than Baldy. And here's the thing, like, Baldy ultimately is not as good as one might hope, but at least he is unique, and he's nothing like Ku. Diarmid plays incredibly similar to Ku, but worse in every way imaginable except for the buff removal. And so just for like the variety and the fun of it, I really think it should be Diarmid. And like, yeah, Taiga could really use it too, but like Diarmid, I absolutely think needs it the most. It's just, he's so vanilla, he's so outclassed by Ku. He absolutely deserves it, and he's been in the game, no, I guess not since day one, but almost day one, right? Pretty early on. So yeah, Diarmid very much, I think, deserves it. But that's going to be a hell of a day, because, you know, maybe Taiga gets her cooldown reduced from, like, 12 turns to 8 or something, right? They might do something like that. That'd be pretty interesting. But yeah, it could be Ku, and then the world is over. Dude, look, I'm a big Ku fan. It's my favorite character. I do not want Ku to be buffed. I want Ku to be buffed like way down the line if they want to like make his third skill not vanilla. Do it after you buff Taiga. Do it after you buff Diarmid, after you buff Bolt. Do all of that stuff first. Then if you want to buff Ku, no one's gonna really care. But if they buff Ku right now, it's just bullshit. I mean, you can't just ignore Diarmid like that. Anyway, the day after that, it's a 5-star Saber and then a 3-star Saber. The 3-star Saber honestly could be like Caesar or Bedivere. Like that's not crazy for them, but I think it's Gilius. I think they know at this point some of those characters that are just insanely far behind, because they've buffed Caesar, they've buffed Bedivere multiple times actually. So, and they were already better. So I think it's Saber Gilius. I do think it's just his time. It could be Fergus though. I just thought of that. It could be Fergus because I very much could see them seeing Fergus as like, oh yeah, he's kind of vanilla and doesn't really, you know, doesn't have a lot of uses anymore. So yeah, it's Gilius or Fergus. I just completely forgot about Fergus until I was looking at it right here. But yeah, Fergus would not surprise me. Like, it absolutely would not surprise me. But Gilius needs it more. Absolutely needs it more. Okay, after that, the 5-star Saber. Okay, there's a lot of 5-star Sabers. I don't think it's Masashi or Okita. Could be Nero Bride because she's so pop. Oh, Void Cheeky. I bet you it's Void Cheeky because she needs it. And with them doing all this like Tsukihime stuff and Melty Blood stuff, I think it's Cheeky. I very much think it's Cheeky. You know, it could be Arthur. You know, they might still think he's still, you know, need of a bit of a buff, but I think it's Cheeky because she needs it and she's topical. That's the big one. A lot of their buffs. No, it's not Zigguard. He got buffed just a little while ago. It's not Zigguard. They're not. I mean, yeah, they double buff like Aussie, so I guess there's always a chance they do double buffs occasionally, but. Like, Zigguard's pretty nuts, so I don't know, I really don't think it's Zigguard. I'm not gonna complain if it is, but I don't. Like, Zigguard is so much better than, like, Void Cheeky, it's not even comparable. But I really do think it's Void Cheeky. She's just too topical with all this Melty Blood stuff and all that. Like, I think it's Void Cheeky. But, you know, it could be, I mean, hell, it could be Mordred. They might see her as out of date with all those other Sabers getting buffed. Could be Itella, even though she got buffed recently. That seems unlikely, but it could be. But yeah, I guess the twins, a lot of people act like the twins are kind of pointless, and they've been out long enough that, yeah, it could be the twins. I didn't really think about that. And hell, they could be really weird and buff Charlemagne, but it's incredibly unlikely. But yeah, I would say it's the twins or Void Cheeky. That seems the most likely to me. I mean, let's be honest though, chat. Every year, we go through this every fucking year, right? Normally, like, maybe half of them are reasonable, right? Even if it's not the unit that needed the buff the most, it's still someone that needed a buff, right? But for real, there's always a chunk of units that get buffed that no one would have thought, and it didn't need it in the slightest. That happens every fucking year, right? So some of these are just gonna be like, lol, we buffed, you know, some crazy bullshit that, you know, didn't need it at all. So yeah. But there still are some themes that they follow. Like, they rarely double buff units like back to back. There's normally like a good chunk of time in between buffs. They don't normally buff units when they just released, stuff like that. And generally they won't buff, like, they might buff something that's a bit outrageous, but they don't normally buff like the best thing of that class. Right, they might buff someone that was already really good, but it's pretty rare that they take, like, if there's a breakout, like, 4-star archer or whatever, they normally aren't gonna buff that one, right? That generally doesn't happen. Okay, so then after that, it is 4-star assassin and 1-star rider. So that they gave out the rarity, so it's not a 2-star one, even though it's bronze. So for the rider, I hope to God it is Black Bart. And hell, chat, this could be it. It may be, I've been saying this forever, that they should make Black Bart the quick support. and you can do that very easily with a buff, right? Wait, actually, does he have to be it? I'm trying to think. Is there any other 1-star rider? Because George is 2, and Blackbeard is 2. Doesn't it have to be Black Bart? Am I crazy? Yeah, it has to be Black Bart. So, okay, here's the question, though. Are they going to buff him in a way that makes him a quick support, or are they going to try to make him a damage dealer? Because I'm calling it right now, if they try to make him a damage dealer, unless they do buffs like Kojiro's, where they're insane, it's not going to work, right? 1 stars is DPS, does not work very well. Now, if you make him like level 120, then it'll work, right? But generally, 1 stars don't work well for DPS. They're way better for utility and support and like gap filling. So I'm really hoping they make him some support. I would hate it if they buffed his NP. I would hate that. Unless his NP had like suddenly a support effect on it that was like incredibly strong. But even then it would suck because he doesn't get his NP as easily as like Hans does and some of these other units. So I want a skill buff that makes him a support. I want him to be a, because we literally don't have a quick support, right? We now have more art supports than ever. Zhufu here, who's been patiently waiting for like an hour. But Zhufu is a new budget art support, right? She's going to be an FP summon. She's 3 stars, so she's a completely budget-friendly support, but she's art. But art already is in good shape for budget supports with Mozart and Hohenheim, right? And then Buster's probably in the best shape, I would say, for free-to-play, because Qingong is ridiculous. So, like, Zhufu not being quick is pretty disappointing. So making Black Bart a quick support, which is already so close to being, that'd be chef's kiss. That would actually make me like this anniversary so much more, because that is a fundamental problem with the game. I'm not exaggerating. It is a fundamental problem of FGO that they don't have a budget quick support. Anything on par with, because someone's going to say Alex, right? None of that is even close to on par with Mozart, Qingong, even Shakespeare. Like, it's not comparable, right? And they need that. And Black Bart being that would be awesome. And being able to like use Black Bart frequently on teams, I would be so happy. Like, that'd be fantastic. It'd be good for the player base, good for new players, and it'd be very good for me in terms of like making videos. Okay, so we know Black Bart is getting buffed no matter what, but we don't know what kind of buff. 4-star assassin. Let's see. I mean, Steno is an option. I'd say that's a pretty obvious one. They could buff Carmella. I don't think she really needs it, but I could see them doing it. If they want to buff summer units, which they do occasionally, it's rare, but they do it occasionally. Scath. Assassin Scath probably needs a buff more than anyone, actually. She's pretty dog shit. It could be Yan. He's been buffed a lot, but I could see them buffing him again, and he's getting the summer thing down the line. Although I guess they could just wait and buff him for summer. They do that. Could be Chiom, or Shiom, I think that's how I say it, but it seems a little unlikely, but they could. Could be you again. Could be Assassin Ushi, going back to summer. Yeah, this one's pretty hard to predict. There's just a lot of 4-star assassins that are kind of lukewarm, right? So, yeah, I'd kind of like it to be Assassin Scath, because she really is crap. You know, Kurutsugu, yeah, that's fair. Kurutsugu, actually. And I could really see that, because that's requested a lot, and he's a fan favorite. I don't think he needs it as much as Assassin Scath. Not even close. Like, I think he's better than people give him credit for, but because of his popularity and like someone's famous that people think he sucks, I could definitely see it being Kurutsugu. Yeah, I'm glad someone said that. That would make a lot of sense. But that's a really hard one to predict. And then the next day is 3-star Archer. Now, it's not David. It's not David. You know, he got buffed not too long ago. David is just outrageously good. I would say it is probably going to be Rice Man or Billy, right? I'd say it's overwhelmingly going to be one of those two. It could be Kid Gil, but I doubt they're going to think about it since he got that buff a while ago. I doubt they would do. Oh yeah, and William Tell. That's fair, William Tell. But actually, that's what I was thinking. Like, logically, I think it should be Rice Man or Billy, because they've been in the game so long, yada yada yada. But Robin Hood is actually totally possible. Because even though Robin is super, super good, they're doing the extra remake, right? Robin is insanely popular, and he hasn't received it, because Billy got buffed a long time ago. It was an incredibly long time ago, and Billy's still way worse than Robin. Billy is worse than Robin, right? But they might just buff Robin because they've never buffed him before, ever. He's never been buffed. He's really popular. Extra thing is coming out. It would make sense. Now, I would hate it if he buffed Robin, because Robin is like the best budget archer for DPS. generally speaking. And like William Tell is like Robin but worse, so William Tell needs it really bad. But Riceman and Billy could really use it too. Like, Billy is pretty damn pointless with the way the game is these days. So, like, selfishly, I really want it to be Billy because he really is behind the other budget archers. He has almost no practical application these days, especially with everyone getting their 20% battery passive. Him having his own 50% battery just doesn't matter anymore. So yeah, I really want it to be Billy, but I think it's actually probably more likely that it's William Tell or Riceman, or even Robin. Like, I think Robin is more likely than Billy. I really hope I'm wrong, though. I really, really, really hope it's Billy. And maybe they'll do Billy just because they're trying to make Quick better right now, I think. So maybe they'll give it to Billy. But yeah, Riceman deserves it too. Like, let's just be honest, he does. And of course William Tell does. But I'm kind of worried they're going to kind of ignore William Tell because they're like, oh, he had debuff immunity. Right? Like, oh, that's good, right? The other one is 4-star Rider, which that could just be, I mean, there's so many things. I mean, hell, they might buff Kentucky to be crazy. But they probably save that for like an event where they bring him back. Let's see, 4-star Riders. Probably not Herbert Trot, she's still pretty new. I mean, it's been over a year, I guess, or about a year. It could be. Could buff a Welfare, they do that occasionally. Could be Antoinette again. That wouldn't shock me. It should be the Yuri Pirates, though. I think they still need it the most. Or wait a minute, Astolfo. Yeah, actually, I could definitely see it being Astolfo because he's really popular. He's still kind of bleh, and yeah, I could really see that. I mean, it could be a lot of stuff though. This one is really hard to predict. Like Astolfo wouldn't shock me. I mean, Herbert Trot wouldn't even shock me. Yuri Pirates. You could do a Welfare. There's a lot of 4-star Welfare riders. And it could be Antoinette. It's anyone's game on this one. I don't think there's the way they normally look at it. Although I guess there's new leadership now, so it's kind of hard to say how they're going to look at it. I think this is the first time since Lasagna that they've done a big round of buffs like this, so maybe their criteria is just going to change dramatically. But yeah, I don't think there's a standout unit that needs it the most. I would say if you're really hardcore about it, I would say it's Yuri Pirates, but they're not always like that hardcore about like deep diving in the unit comparisons and stuff. Okay, then it's a 5-star Foreigner. That's always weird to see. It's probably Abigail. When I just look at them and say, yeah, it's probably Abigail. She's the oldest. Most people say she's not as good as the others, right? She's kind of just there for the buff removal. You don't have a lot else. So yeah, it's probably Abigail. Maybe Voyager, because he never really caught on in any capacity. I don't think it's Yang, because generally when you need a Foreigner, a lot of people go to Yang. That's the thing. So I think it's Abigail or Voyager. I would say those are the two that seem the most obvious. I think if they buffed Summer Abigail, they would probably do it during the summer event, I would think. Yeah, I don't think it's Yang. I mean, you never know. Like I said, sometimes they buff things that make no fucking sense. But I think it's Abigail. That'd be my top pick, and then Voyager. And then it's a 3-star caster. Now this one is crazy because there are so many 3-star casters, and multiple of them need buffs really bad. Geronimo needs it really bad, Gilius needs it super, super bad, and actually Medea needs it pretty bad these days. She's pretty pointless. I hope it's Medea. I know Gilius needs it really bad. He does need it the most. Like, Caster Gilius is basically just unusable garbage. But I want it to be Medea really bad because here's the thing. If you buff Gilius, it doesn't really matter. I'm sorry to say, it just doesn't really matter because he's still not going to get used. Like, let's just be clear. Unless he gets one of those crazy buffs like Hohenheim got, no single buff to Gilius is going to make people actually use him. He's so far behind, he needs like 2 or 3 buffs. And so you might say, well, then start buffing him. And I would agree, but I would rather Medea gets buffed right now so we get a fucking single target FP summon caster, right? We need the Ushi of casters or the Ku of casters or, you know, the Robin of casters. We have not had one. We have no good damage dealers for casters that are an FP summon. It's a huge problem. Like, that's a fundamental problem with the game. It's a fundamental problem that we don't have a budget quick support. Fundamental problem that we don't have an FP summon single target caster, right? So they need to buff Medea, they need to buff her NP, so it's actually single target instead of AoE, and then give it like an Art up before damage or NP up before damage, something crazy like that. They need to really buff the crap out of Medea because that is something to... It's stupid. It's dumb. It's really dumb that there's no free-to-play assassin nuker. It's just silly. There's no reason that we have Robin Hood for archers, even David. We've got Ushi and Ricky for riders. You've got Ku for lancers, right? You've got something for every 100 phase for assassin. You've got good options for boss nuking. for every class except caster. Like there's no reason for that 7 years into the game. So yeah, I really want them to buff Medea, even though Gilius needs it more. Now I'm not going to be angry if they buff Gilius, because I mean he needs it. I mean of course he does. And so does Geronimo. And like I could see it going to Geronimo, because Gilius did get buffed way more recently. And Geronimo has just been sitting around. He got buffed one time many years ago for his NP. So it being Geronimo actually makes a lot of sense. I could see them like kind of hunting down those like meme servants that everyone's like, why haven't these been buffed? So Geronimo getting one is more likely than Medea, I would say. But they buffed Vlad, and they might think they kind of owe it to Medea because they fixed Vlad's NP. So they might think like, oh yeah, we need to fix her NP because it's, you know, broken. So it could be, but yeah, that's a toss-up. There's so many 3-star casters that need a buff. That could just be anybody. And the last day is 1-star Berserker and 4-star Saber. Now, let's see. Asterios is obviously a 1-star Berserker. Spartacus is a 1-star Berserker. Wait, did I talk about 1-star Assassin? Was there a 1-star? I think there was. I think I skipped that one. Oh, fuck, no, there is no 1-star Assassin. That sucks. For some reason, I thought there was one, and I thought, you know, Charlotte. But, no, there's no 1-star Assassin. Well, that sucks. Yeah, Sloane's 2-star. Sloane's 2-star. So yeah, the options for 1-star Berserker are Asterios, Spartacus, I guess Paul. I mean, they could buff Paul. And actually, as much as I don't like Paul, Paul needs it the most, I would say. Like, if you want to make Asterios more general use, he needs to be buffed, but in his niche, he's just so broken, he doesn't really need a buff. Yeah, I would say Paul needs it the most, but it could be any of those three. I kind of hope it's Asterios though, just because it'd be nice to see him get some general gameplay stuff where you're not just using him for his niche. But they might buff Spartacus because they want to like buff farming for free-to-plays. But yeah, it has to be one of those three. It could be any of the three. I wouldn't bat an eye at any of those three getting buffed though. It would not. It would just not surprise me. Yeah, but I hope it's Asterios. But yeah, watch Paul be the budget quick support. That would really piss me off. Yeah, I guess they could have buffed Paul then and they didn't, but they might just do it now. I mean, they're late to the party like that sometimes. Okay, well that's all the buffs. So let's get back to Zhufu. We kind of put that off and her shenanigans here. So let's see. We're definitely gonna NP. So I think we do. Oh hey, chat, we can show off a rainbow chain. I'm gonna put it in slow-mo so you can see it better because it kind of shows the effect so quickly. But yeah, even with an NP, you get the rainbow effect. Now, unfortunately, we already have guaranteed crits. But if I didn't, all of these crit chances would go up by 20%, even though the quick card isn't in first place. But yeah, you can see the trend yellow. That's because they'd go up by 20. And so we're getting the first card buster bonus. We're getting the quick card bonus, and we're getting the first card art bonus. So like our art card is going to make quite good in P games. That's solid damage for you're not counterclassing, but having our niche from our third skill. Yeah, it's 60, like, well, 62k on the art. Why did we just loop? Yeah, okay. That's silly. Okay, yeah, that's silly. And the thing is, it's actually easy to do that with Protoku in this kind of setup because he didn't have to use his own. He didn't have to use his own Buster card. Someone else could have given. It's pretty easy to rainbow chain like that. I actually think that Zhufu is going to be good with Protoku, even though now it'd be way better if this was quick up. If this was quick up, I would use her with Protoku and regular Ku every time I'm doing a budget setup. And that's why I'm mad that she's art. Because if she was quick, she is exactly what we need. Like it makes me so angry they made her art because no one thinks art is in a bad place for budget. No one fucking thinks that, right? Like, I'm so confused as to why they made her art, right? Like, we just don't need it at all. And like, she is perfect for a quick support because she makes a lot of stars. She gives them basic utility, like, basic utility is always nice on a support, no matter what color, right? So now quick teams for budget, you know, they get the nice crit down, they get a heal, they get an NP heal, they get stars, they get NP generation rate, right? And they get a battery. It's perfect, right? It's absolutely perfect. Yeah, no, it's summer use quick, right? And then regular use buster. It makes no sense. I'm really annoyed that they did that. Like, if this was just quick, maybe they'll buffer down the road and it'll be art and quick, and then it's kind of problem solved. But yeah, quick supports are so scuffed for budget that I'm probably going to use her as a quick support anyway. Like, I'm serious. It's just because her generic effects are good enough, kind of like Hans, even though Hans is not quick specific. Now, obviously, she's even better on an art team, and I'll probably definitely use her on those. But, yeah, when I'm using quick DPS, I'm probably going to use Zhufu from time to time, especially if, like, it's a fight that rewards crit down and heal. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Now, I could Rainbow Chain, but I'm not sure it's worth it. Actually, it is. Okay, this is why Rainbow Chains are busted. I can do Art Card first, just ping off the shield, and like normally I'd be like, oh man, that's gonna mess up my damage. I'm losing 50% damage on then my Buster card like in third place. But because you get all of the bonuses when you Rainbow Chain, there's no drawback, and it's actually even better. And watch, I'm even going to get more crit chance on this art card. Not that that's going to matter, but like I'm going to get more crit chance on the art card because we're technically getting the first quick card as well. So yeah, Rainbow Chains are really strong. Like quick chains and Rainbow Chains are pretty nuts. Yeah, her use specific effects are really good, but it is kind of awkward. Because, wow, we are killing this boss incredibly quickly. This is turn 3. Now, I probably should have given Zhufu like a survivability CE or even just evaded her right there. Because her dying right now would be very anticlimactic. But yeah, her getting her NP is really nice because she starts making 20 stars every turn. So like, I think a lot of the times when you use her, you're gonna give her starting NP, and then you listen to me, chat. You want to get her second passive first. Like her second passive is super good, and she's an FP summon, so you're gonna get it sooner or later. Might take a spell, but yeah, that's really powerful. So she can Rainbow Chain now. We are probably gonna kill the boss before the boss ever NPs, so I'm just gonna do that. Unfortunately, he's got the defense buff, so he actually won't do a lot here. I really should do Hans's thing, but what I'm gonna do is try to make stars and then make as much damage as possible. And like this combo would normally not be what I just said, but it is now. This is like the best combo to still do a good chunk of damage, but then to get the most charge in. It's so bizarre, that's the world we're living in now. But you're gonna see wacky combos like that all the time. I like how we just failed all those crits though, by the way. But yeah, wacky combos like that are just like meta now. And like the classic combos are still good in a certain context, but it's gonna vary a lot. Yeah, I'm ready to DTF. I do think the best 3-of-a-kind bonus though is quick, I would say. Now in a team setting though, art is still good just because your teammates get the NP gain. And yeah, that's super good. Let's see. Because it kind of sucks, I can't really use my support NPs, even though I normally would, and it'd be very helpful. But just because of the nature of this fight, I kind of can't. I mean, I could Rainbow Chain, but then my first hit wouldn't do anything. This is where I wish someone had gotten an art card, and I would just ping off with an art card. I guess I just do this anyway. That's still gonna be big damage. I mean, there's really no reason to use her NP though. Like, it doesn't really matter, because we're probably gonna win next turn with or without it. Like, I don't need the stars, and I don't need the heals. Like, almost nothing I did this turn is actually going to matter, because I'm probably gonna win next turn. Unless I get like the worst like deck shuffle imaginable, which is possible, but now she'll heal herself for more later. Wait a minute, I don't know what NP rank this one is. I'm thinking of mine. Mine's only NP 1. By the way, chat, I did not do this all at once because I didn't have this much at once. But between like rolling for Zhufu and Gundam a while ago and all that, I have used 1000 SQ. And I haven't gotten a single copy of Ku. And I only need 2 copies of Ku. And I am so mad, because I've paid attention, I have gotten every 3-star but Ku, and most of which 4 times plus. I've gotten Baldi like 5 or 6 times, Deer Mid like 5 or 6 times. There's a couple other 3-stars I've only gotten like once or twice. But I've gotten I've gotten every 3-star. Between the 2 times I rolled, I've gotten every 3-star in the game multiple times. except for Ku, and I haven't gotten him once. It is so stupid, and I only need 2 Kus to get 120. Now, obviously, then I need like 10 more Kus to get his second passive, so we're actually still really far off. But you see, like right here, we would have won right here pretty much no matter what. And because of like the rainbow chain, like we made stars, but we don't need them. And like I mean that we actually don't need them because we would have boosted our crit chance by 20% anyway. And then Protoku has star absorb. So yeah, we were gonna win on this turn, one way or the other. Now we want a rainbow chain, but we're gonna do Buster first because there's still the evade, right? Like the gimmick is still present. Maybe he'll live because of his bust or defense up, but I really doubt it. Yep, he's dead. Wow, we won in 6 turns, and we didn't really get lucky or anything. I don't think there was any like good RNG about that fight. It was just Zhufu enables a lot of nonsense, a lot of NP gain, a lot of stars, and then Protoku's really good there. Then Protoku benefited from these changes pretty dramatically. Okay, Wolf, thank you for the 100 bits, or Peep. That's not. It's not like Peep Worf. I can never say your name. We know this. But I have to say, you know, we can complain about we have no in-game content in FGO. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I was talking about that earlier. How this anniversary was kind of disappointing because they didn't like address like the lack of content to play for fun. I would say Genshin is better off though because they do have the Abyss. But I don't know. Maybe I will say this. I wouldn't want them to rush like adding an in-game system like a challenge tower or a roguelike mode, or I wouldn't want them to rush that, because like how Arknights really took their time and they put a really flushed out roguelike that is like robust and great. If FGO does something like that, be it a boss rush or whatever, it needs to be of that quality. And FGO frequently, when they do like gimmicky stuff, they kind of just slap something together and it's not very good. So I wouldn't want them to rush it out the door, right? So whatever, if they ever do add some kind of in-game system to like give you something to do with all these units you've leveled up, they need to take their time and they need to make it good. So yeah, I don't want them to rush it. Yeah, I wish I could get Qs. I'm thinking about, they gave out a lot of SQ this anniversary, like a lot, and I pretty much used all the SQ that I had before, but I haven't really touched any of the anniversary SQ. And there's nothing to roll on right now that I really care about, because I got one. It took forever. Chat, it took like all the SQ that I had to get Zhufu once. And again, I didn't get Ku a single time. But she's good enough at MP1, and I can get her MP5 through FP, because her MP ranks aren't that important. So on the one hand, I just want to roll, and I just want to get Ku. I just want to be 120 already. But there's nothing to roll on. I don't like Arc. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot to say this because I forgot immediately. Like I literally don't care. But I got Arc like immediately. So yes, I have Arc, but I'm not leveling Arc. Sorry to Tsukihime fans, but I don't like Arc like at all. So I don't. The only main character I like from Type Moon is Shiki, the K&K one. To be clear, that's literally the only main character from Type Moon that I like. The rest of them suck. They're annoying. They're generic. I don't care. Right? The side characters are way better. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, Type Earth. Whatever. Funny enough that she's Type Earth, right? So she's like a prototype, ultimate one for Earth, and then they made her a Moon Cancer. So that's the thing. But yeah, regular, K&K Shiki is the best one. Because most main characters I just find really boring. So I'm just like, whatever. Okay, chat, what do we want to do? We can do so many things. We can go fight bosses, we can go show off the new systems, we can try like Calamity Jane, we can try Billy. I wonder if Billy has a chance against Lobo now. Because Lobo is very hard to solo, and Ku can ace it, but Billy's never been able to do it, and I kind of doubt that he can. Actually, okay, this is going to be a little boring, but before I do anything like really crazy, I want to use Billy in a kind of like sandbox kind of way. Yeah, so I like Richard. That is the one I want to do. Richard. Even though Billy, it's like easy to beat Richard because Archer, Saber, and Richard doesn't hit that hard. It's a great sandbox to just. It's not about like showing like your total value. It's more about looking at your cards and seeing like, okay, I can do this and do a crit and that kind of thing. We will do Calamity Jane. We'll do Calamity Jane as well. Absolutely. because I think Calamity Jane actually is probably the unit that benefits the most from these core changes. I think Quick benefits more than Buster and Art, and then of the Quick units, I think she benefits the most. Now, there's a lot of units though that benefit a bunch, right? Like it's not like Calamity, and also there's other units that were already way stronger than Calamity Jane, and then them getting stronger is they're still going to be much better than Calamity Jane. But I just think in terms of like how much value was shifted from the original state to now, I think Calamity Jane is probably the one that changed the most, just because she's the only unit that has that kind of, you know, skill that changes based on stars, and she couldn't make enough stars before, but now she can. That's a big deal. The thing is, a lot of things are busted solo. Like King Hassan is nuts, but King Hassan was already nuts. And if you look at Kama now, look at Ku now, right? Like he's not. I don't think as good as King Hassan is, but he already was. I don't think he's changing relative to his competition that much. His art card probably does change more though than like Kama does. But I don't know. I think Kama is benefiting pretty, if not more, because Kama's quick, right? So she can do a quick chain into a rainbow. That's one of the best things now in solo, is you doing a quick chain with your NP into a rainbow combo. That's like the best fucking thing. And Gramps can't do that, where Kama can. So Gramps gained a lot, no joke. Like he absolutely gained a lot. But I think Kama gained either as much or more, right? Like so yeah, I don't think he got ahead of her there, because Kama is his competition. We're like Calamity Jane compared to Billy, right? They're both quick, they're both gaining more than normal, but Calamity Jane objectively is gaining more than Billy. I mean, just objectively. Like Billy doesn't have like a skill that interacts with the stars like that. And they both have crit up and that kind of thing. So like, yeah, it's good for Billy, absolutely, but it's definitely better for Jane. I could see it still being good for Jack, because it's not, yeah, it's maybe not as good though, because she doesn't need the stars, right? Like, oh man, I made 10 more stars, I already made 50, who cares? But she is free to do a rainbow combo after doing her quick chain, right? But yeah, when I think about it that way, she does benefit less. She still benefits, but she does benefit less because she was making more than anyone that already made 50 stars is getting less out of it. Because yes, she can rainbow combo, and that's very good, but everybody can do that, right? So, but she can always crit, right? She can always crit. Anyone that can crit into a rainbow combo is very good. So it's not like it's bad, but it's just, again, she already made 50 stars, so that she doesn't need any of the stuff that Quick gained. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll change our minds about that, because maybe you just don't do quick chains a lot on her anymore, right? Maybe she's gonna make enough stars with just like the rainbow bonuses and stuff. I don't know what. Jack's worth testing because of that. Because on the surface, I'm having a knee-jerk reaction of like, oh, by the way, this Mystic Code is so bad, and I can't even believe how bad it is. I am. Let me get to the menu so I can really articulate just how fucking bad this new Mystic Code is. It's so bad, I'm mad, because like they made it in like the most pointless way you could ever make a Mystic Code, and I am just so annoyed with them in Mystic Codes, because there's a lot of bloat in this game, and it's a problem, right? It's gonna take me forever to get to the Mystic Code UI because I have to do command codes. Oh my god. Okay, well I'll just explain it without showing its skills. But so it has Star Bomb, right? Doesn't make as many stars as Anniversary Blonde. It makes 15. Anniversary Blonde makes 20. So it's worse. But you're like, oh okay, well you know Anniversary Blonde is for Buster. So the new ones are Quicker Art, right? So Quicker Art gets a Star Bomb Mystic Code. No, it's Buster still. So it gives you a smaller Buster up, and it makes less stars. And then all of its other effects are like really niche. So why would you ever use this thing over Anniversary Blonde? Because its other effects are mental debuff removal. Now if it was debuff removal, that'd be kind of okay, but because it's only mental, that's really, really niche. And then it gives you death resistance down. Which, because of the way the game caps death resist, that literally does nothing. Because it's not even good for King Hassan. Because King Hassan generally hits the cap. So going over the cap doesn't do anything. So that is completely pointless. So it's a smaller Buster up. It makes less Star Bomb. It has no hard survival. Oh yeah, it has like a baby heal on it. It has a baby heal on it and 10% NP generation. right? Or in battery. But that's not enough. That does not make up for all the other things. It is so bad. If it was like quick up, I'd be like, okay, this has some use. Because if there is a mental debuff, and you're using a quick unit, and you want Star Bomb, this is kind of good. Even then, though, you would hardly ever use it, because you would have to be a unit that needs the stars. A lot of them won't need it now, and then the boss would have to do mental debuffs, right? It has to be that, otherwise, and even then, you're really pushing it. So yeah, it's useless, and it's like I am tired of them adding Mysticode after Mysticode after Mysticode, so the UI gets bloated, and there's just Mysticodes all over the screen, and it takes forever to scroll through them all. And then almost all of them are useless. There are 4 good Mysticodes. I'm not exaggerating. There are 4 Mysticodes worth using, and then there's like 1 or 2 that occasionally are worth using, and that's it. And it's not like you can't. It's not like they're out of ideas, right? Because the problem is they're basically just afraid of doing what they know makes a good Mysticode for the other card colors. This is what you need to be a good Mysticode for the most part. There's some exceptions, but you generally need nice damage up, some kind of, utility or other damage up like Star Bomb or whatever. So damage up and hard survival, right? So if you want to do like an alternative to Anniversary Blonde, you don't do all this stupid weird bullshit. They're just like obsessed with making these weird Mysticodes that are incredibly niche, right? And it just doesn't work. Like no one gives a shit. What you need to do is make a Mysticode that's quick up, just straight quick up, big chunky quick up, Star Bomb, Evade. That's a good Mysticode. But they're like, oh, that's too similar. No, it's not too similar because you need them to be similar to actually be used, right? Because the Mysticodes that exist are insanely good. So if you're not kind of like them, you probably suck, right? So it's like you need to have like either switch around or hard survival or, multiple damage ups instead of just one. Because what they keep doing is like one damage up skill, some incredibly niche, wonky utility skill, and then not a hard survival skill. That does not compete, right? Because when you have a hard survival skill in your Mysticode, that's guaranteeing you at least 1 turn of value, right? And when you have a big damage up, that's guaranteeing you at least 1 turn of value. So the really good Mysticodes, Anniversary Blonde, Default, Combat, and Atlas, all of those things have abilities that guarantee you at least 1 turn of value. And a lot of them, it's like 1.5 to 2 turns of value. And you look at all the other Mysticodes, they're like maybe they give you a turn of value, like through all 3 of their skills. Right? It's just shit. They're so fucking shit. Yeah, the buff removal resistant one, it can be good, but obviously it has to be for, a boss with buff removal. But it is at least good for that. Okay, that's enough Mysticode talk, but it does suck that the new Mysticode is utter trash, and like they keep adding Mysticode bloat by adding Mysticodes that are completely pointless. Okay, let's see. Billy's pretty whack now. Let me think about this. Billy's going to put his Buster card like in 3rd place all the time now. Like I'd say pretty much every combo ever you're going to do that. You're probably going to do Quick Art Buster or Art Quick Buster. But yeah, especially on crit turns, you're going to put Buster last. Like absolutely. Let's see, where are those anti-saber ones? That one I think is anti-saber, but only on crit. I think the one with MHX on it is 20% all the time. That's what we want. Yeah, that's just 20% more damage on our Buster, so that's good. So the frame rate update says it lowers like the quality on animations, but I haven't really noticed that. Has anyone played around with that at all? But yeah, it said something about it like lowering the quality, but I haven't like looked frame by frame to see if like particle effects are like been simplified or something. I barely used it, so I don't even know. But yeah, that's kind of strange. But yeah, it is nice that we have real 60 frames per second. Because like what people were doing before wasn't actually 60 frames per second. It was basically a refresh trick, essentially. Yeah, it is a little weird. It's like when you're used to 30 frames per second, it is gonna be kind of weird. I don't really care, to be honest, but from what I understand, it makes the game run better because I think there's like engine issues that were happening. So it seems to, because I was actually messing around with it when I was in 30 frames per second. Like I was having typical Unity engine issues we've been having, and I switched to 60, and it's not like having as many issues. So. Yeah, I don't know about the sound issues. I haven't played on emulator. Has anyone played on emulator since the change? Because I wonder if that would... I wouldn't think that would fix it, but who knows? And they might have done some other technical stuff under the hood. So yeah, maybe that's fixed. That would be nice. That would be really nice. I'm in right now. Yeah, have you noticed any, like, NPs, like, their sound cutting out? Like, they're missing half their sound effects and stuff? Sounds fine. Because it was normally NPs that would glitch out on emulator. They would, like, miss half their sound effects. And it wasn't every NP, but there was quite a few. That'd be awesome if they fixed that. That would be fantastic, because, you know, I still like to play an off emulator just because there's no account system, and it's against terms of service. So, like, on an alt account, I don't really care. But on my main, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to fuck around with that. Do I take... I almost want to put Star Bomb on his art cards, because I think you can consistently get a lot more stars now. But on the other hand, you can also consistently crit with art cards, so giving them just, like, crit damage is really good. Okay, Star Bomb is probably more practical, but crit damage is more fancy. That's tricky. We'll do Star Bomb. I think that's just smart. And, let's see, what's the best ones? So we got 4 and 3, so we can do 3 and 2. Oh yeah, no, you never really need command codes. The only time, like, command codes, like, most of the command codes that are incredibly impactful, because, let's not fool ourselves, there are some command codes that make some boss fights way easier. But generally, you can get those from the Mana Prism shop, or the Rare Prism shop, right? Like, the command codes that, like, it really is gonna suck not to have are ones that you can just get, generally. Like, a defense removal one, that's big. There's a lot of boss fights, so that makes a huge difference. And isn't the mirror, isn't the mirror obtainable now? Because this one's big. There are boss fights, so the whole gimmick is LOL, I charm spam, and this makes it way easier. But yeah, those ones I'm pretty sure you can just get forever, so... I actually think the Artoria Altar Santa one is going to come back. I think they're going to do a Christmas, like, collage event at some point, and I think they'll put it in there. Okay, it's taking me forever to do command codes. I can't remember what's on what. Alright, just grab any 2-star one. I don't even care what it does. The heal boost is big, but it's only, like, super big in solos, right? And a lot of people don't solo. And even in solos, you can still make do. Like, yeah, if I was, like, really into soloing and I missed that one, it would sting, right? It would definitely sting, but there are a lot of the times you're going to win with enough value, or you're going to lose by so much you wouldn't win with or without it. So again, it's good to have, and it can be the make or break occasionally, but, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that can stand in for it. Alright, we just need, George here. I normally don't use that CE because it gives him more health and then he's less likely to die, but I cannot be bothered. Okay, we'll do it like that. Alright. Oh wait, no. I'm right. Yeah, I'm on my main account. For some reason I was thinking I was on my ult account and I needed to summon Billy. Excuse me, I'm out of my mind. Okay, where is Billy at with his passives? Okay, he doesn't have his third one. You know, really, I don't think Billy needs this. I almost want to give him this. Well, no. Here's the thing, chat. Because of the changes, you know, they're really incentivizing you to do rainbow stuff, not just spam quick. And Billy's definitely one of those, right? He's going to pretty consistently use all of his card colors. And Zerp, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in forever. How you doing, dude? I appreciate the 22 months, man. But what's up, man? But yeah, these core gameplay changes really incentivize you to use them, go quick, and then Buster Quick Art and stuff like that. Gonna be a lot of combos like that, and it's just way stronger. And also, when you do a rainbow combo, your extra attack gets stronger, right? Your extra attack your extra attack gets the 3 of a kind bonus when you do a rainbow combo. So your extra is getting beefed up. And you see, chat, one of the only ways that you can actually, like, help with all these different card colors. So if I brought art up and I'm only doing like one art card per turn, then everything else in the chain's not getting any benefit whatsoever, right? If I do quick up, and I do like quick with my NP, that's good, but in the following turn it's not going to do anything, right? And every extra attack I do, my Craft Essence won't be affecting it. It's actually, chat, it is really difficult. It is really difficult to get a Craft Essence that will do anything to your extra attack. But chat, with this new rainbow card meta, attack up, chat, attack up is much better than it was before. And it already was really good, right? Attack up was already great. You know, it affects your crits, your non-crits, your art cards, your buster cards, quick cards, your extra attack, your NP. But it's even better now. And chat, there's this CE you might want to consider using, chat, because it's already really good. It was already great because it gave you starting NP, right? Starting NP was meta. And, but it also gives you attack up. It's called Golden Sumo, chat. You really should consider using it. It, already one of the best CEs out there, and now it's just, absolutely incredible, so. Yeah, it's, really good, chat. You wouldn't, in this new rainbow meta, chat, you wouldn't want to scuff your favorite unit by using a suboptimal Craft Essence that might only boost like their NP and then some of their cards some of the time. You wouldn't want that, chat. You want to have a Craft Essence that makes every single action that they do better. And Golden Sumo is able to do that. So it's really good. Finn, thank you for the 37 months. Yeah, I know, no update to the command code UI, that kind of sucks. Yeah, I am disappointed that we really didn't get any changes to like the UI or, you know, the lack of story replay and all that kind of stuff. They didn't do anything with any of that. But, you know, the core gameplay changes are cool, but yeah, really, there's a lot to be excited about, but okay, fuck this game, dude. You can't, how are you not gonna kill George there? It's so dumb, dude. I hate having to just wait around for a million turns for like no reason. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of things I'm frustrated with FGO, and I have been for years, and none of them are addressed. I mean, none of them. The UI still sucks, the friend system still sucks, the lack of like in-game or replayable content that's any good. There's still none of that. There's no side game modes. There's no animation updates. That really sucked. Like literally no animation updates, and we haven't had any in a really long time. Yeah, the whole point of the way I do this starting setup, because I had a conversation about this recently, and I think people really just were missing the point. The point of that starting setup is not to benefit. It's actually the opposite, right? The reason for that, all that extra comp wall and everything, is just to make sure every unit gets to the boss and like just in the same position. But I'm not like trying to game the system and like get, you know, more during that phase. It's just kind of to make sure everyone is on the same ballpark when they get to the boss. Billy's sprite is like kind of okay, but it's pretty close to a day one sprite. So I mean, he needs one pretty bad at this point. Not as much as Matahari and Mozart, Shakespeare, right? It's not that bad, but he definitely needs it. So even though we don't have we only have a 20% chance to crit, I'm still gonna throw that out just to get the evade early. If I could have made stars last turn and just had a bit of crit here, and then got the boost from the quick change, we might crit right now. That would be really, really good. But so let's see, this is worst case scenario for Billy. We had 0 stars. So we can't crit with our quick cards to make more stars for us coming up. Still make 45. That's still really good. That's almost gonna guarantee, actually it will guarantee that he crits if I do a rainbow combo. Yeah, no matter what I do, no, that one card is going to be 90%. But you can always pick the other quick card. So, yeah, the only way you could get screwed is if the Buster card gets 70%. Or 60% is actually possible. Actually, 50% is possible, but that's incredibly unlikely. Yeah, that is the one way you could get screwed over. Okay, so unlike normal, because we're going to get the first card Buster bonus without putting the Buster card first, we want Buster card last. So, what is the best way to go about this? I think we do... I might put quick in middle, just because maybe we'll get enough stars to then crit next turn. Nah, we'll take the damage. Let's get the big damage while we're here. Let's go slow-mo for this. So, the boss is at 1,000,000 health, essentially. There's 23k change, but essentially 1,000,000 health. Not bad. That's a pretty meaty Buster right there. Boy, chat, with all these changes, I can't even imagine how good whose extra attack is going to be. You know, that was more than 90. He's got 3 hit Buster. Okay, so we can also do attack up. I wonder if that's better for him. Yeah, Canis is going to be really good with this update. Alright, so we got our NP. So we get to do it again. Now this time we might crit right here, which is nice. Billy definitely liking this update though. This is going to make it a lot easier to crit. What he's going to want would be a multi-turn crit buff on his first skill now, really. I wish I could get Ku Grail during this event so I could take advantage of the triple XP. Only 1 crit there, that kind of sucked. We do make more stars because of that though, so now we're definitely going to crit. I mean, this is noticeable. I will say, this is a noticeable change. Like, right, basically what we're doing, Billy could have done before. It's just now we do it with like without RNG. Right? Before you kind of have the mercy where the crits go. And it is a performance boost though in terms of peak value because now Buster is going in 3rd place with no drawback. And that's pretty damn big.
Okay.
Now there is a world where you still do Buster first if you're like, oh, it might be just enough to get my NP. Now, especially if the boss had more hit count. This is not one of those situations though. The boss's hit count and our NP being at 22. There's no point to do that. Yeah, I was saying, they might buff Billy. We'll see. And we're gonna slow down a bit here though, because again, the boss just doesn't have a hit count that's gonna like do much for us. It's tempting though to do my crit stuff now because we actually could do a rainbow combo. You know what? I think we do. Yep, even though we didn't do a quick chain, I think we still go for it because we get the 20%. So we do.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, that's still pretty solid crit chances. Oh, Billy, you spoil me. Oh my, yeah, he's definitely beating this faster than he did back in the day. And, you know, I haven't railed Billy beyond, you know, 100 or any of that, so this is mostly the, I guess the extra attack up, but I didn't even max it. So yeah, it's mostly the changes to the system. Yeah, this is way smoother. This is basically the lucky run of Billy before, right? Before you have to get really lucky to get these crits to line up like this. Now it just kind of happens. So this is nice. This is really nice for Billy. And in a team setting, again, just having the quick card first bonus is just, that's enough to really help out. So even in a team setting, I think Billy is gonna notice this change.
Okay.
I actually don't think this takes away from the variety of chains very much. I think it does from Buster. It does from Buster. But like quick chains are still. Cause I'm still doing quick chains like all the time. Okay, that sucked. Because they made quick chains better, right? The only and art, like especially in team play, you're gonna spam art still. I mean, the meta has not changed at the high end. It's still Castoria. You know, it's still Castoria self-refund loopy bullshit. And then you're still gonna want to like incorporate random art cards and like if you're fighting like a really hard boss, you're still gonna want to do art chains. If your DPS is art, you're gonna want to tag along other art cards so your supports get, you know, their NPs, the 20% and all that. Like none of that. The meta is exactly the same. Like it has not changed a fucking thing. Now, sure, sometimes you can't art chain or it's not worth it because you don't need the battery, and then you will do a rainbow chain, right? So even at the high end, like Castoria, you will use rainbow chain sometimes, like absolutely. But that's good. Like I really stand by this. I think the meta was really bad before. Now, some of the things that were bad about the meta are still true because like Castoria, Go Burrs, and all that just, you know, self-refund bullshit. That's all really unhealthy for the game and really repetitive, and it makes it very hard for them to make challenging content that is like doable by low stars, but then also interesting for if you have Castoria, right? Like that's all the same. But before, if you had like a art team, it was C blue. Don't fucking lie to me, chat. When you were doing Castoria nonsense, you were playing C blue, press blue, right? Like Buster was actually never like that. Buster was always, you have to work in some art cards to balance out getting your NP. So Buster was always like C red, press red, but then mix in some blue, right? And then quick kind of sucks, so we don't talk about that, right? But the meta has always been see blue, press blue, no matter what, and that's not interesting. Now it's like, yeah, see blue plus blue is still really good, but sometimes I want to do these rainbow combos. Like I've already, in team play, I've already messed around with it enough that I like it way more. Because I'm thinking about, okay, not only do I want to try to make a rainbow combo happen, but I need to think about, you know, but is Han's card even worth using if he's got the only quick card, right? Is it better than to not do a rainbow combo than use 2 of the cards of the unit that I need? Like, there's just way more to think about. Like, yes, the rainbow combo is like something you work towards a lot of the time, but you know, how are you going to go about it, which cards to incorporate? Like, I'm finding myself stopping and thinking a lot more than I would before. Now, some of that is because it's new and you have new things to learn, but I just think there are more reasons to do more stuff.
Okay.
And I will say, though, Buster is getting a bit shafted. I will say, Buster is getting a little shafted because quick change is still good, art change is still good. Art change are still just, you know, insane. I mean, 20 NP for everyone, that's nuts, but Buster chains kind of suck, I would say.
Okay.
But I don't know about suck, they're still the most damage, but not by as much as they used to be, so the trade-off's not quite worth it. We might kill it here. Oh, not quite. So on a good run, we could have definitely won on that turn, and hell, we would have won on that turn if I had just leveled up my extra attack passive. And also, we overkill super hard here. Imagine if this was like Arc Knights and it refunded your AP because you didn't beat the stage. But that's what I'm talking about, chat. That's what I want to see. There are so many fundamental flaws in this game that they just say, it really pisses me off because it's not hard to implement this stuff. And everyone else does it, right? It's like they don't look at their competition, or they think that they're so special they don't need to like to do things to keep up, but they do, right? FGO is not doing as well as it used to, right? Their competition is getting more and more fierce. Like every other game now refunds your AP. Not everyone, but most of them. Most of the games will refund your AP if you don't beat the stage, right? But of course, FGO just doesn't. They just don't. I have no idea why, but they just don't. It's like, well, how the fuck does that benefit the game? You know, their UI is really sluggish and slow and awful, and like if you like forgot, this is the big thing, right? I'll talk about this briefly. I've talked about it in the past, but I just want to have everything in one place. Like a really obvious change to the UI needs to be from this menu, the team screen. I should be able to click Billy and do everything I want to do to customize Billy from right here, right? If I want to level up my skills, I should be able to level up my skills right here, right? If I want to level up my passives, I should be able to level them up right there. If I want to equip my command codes, I should be able to do it right here, right? This UI should just should be more concise and you know, more condensed, and everything for Billy I should be able to do right here. And so I don't have to leave the team screen, because right now if I'm like stuck on a challenge quest or something, I have to back out, and if it's a main story fight like Fluffy, right, you have to go through the story bits and like a bunch of confirmation messages and all that every time, and then I have to go here, and then I have to go here, right, and then I have to go one at a time, right? I have to do the skill one, I have to do the NP rank one, anytime like way to upgrade a unit, I have to just bounce back and forth. And then the command code UI, it's like, it's super slow. Like what they should do, in my opinion, is like if you go to the command code UI, God, it's hard to explain because like they have so much wasted, like all this fucking wasted space, right? You shouldn't click a unit and then go into like each card one at a time. That's fucking stupid, right? You should go to a unit. This is so hard to explain because like their UI is so bad, it doesn't have like an in-between screen like it should have. But anyway, like all this, right? Okay, this is the best screen to demonstrate it. Look at all this wasted space. Why do we need all this? Like, why the fuck do we need all this for? Right up here, all this space up here should be this right here, right? This is what should be there. Your cards, right? And then when you go to this screen, you should just drag and drop. Right? You just drag, because it's a touch screen, for God's sake. So you should be dragging and dropping the command codes directly into the slots, right? And then you should be able to, over here, these should be like your filters, right? If you want to have like a preset for preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, so you can group your command codes, right? And you can pick what's in 1, what's in 2, what's in 3, right? So you can find the stuff you use often really easy. And then you can have filters like this, but it'll like filter them into pillars, right? So like you have a pillar for offensive ones here, and you can have smaller pictures, and you can scroll up and down in like this pillar. Because really, the cards could just be up here, right here. This part right here could be your command codes, or the cards. It could be your cards right up there. So you have way more space down here. right? And then so like right here, you would have like your offensive pillar, and you can scroll up and down, because again, it's a touch screen, so you can scroll independently all the offensive command codes up and down. And then you can have another pillar right here, it's defensive ones, utility ones, crit ones, whatever. And then you have your little filters here that can change what's in the pillars, right? So now you can just easily find the command codes, because you have all this bloat, because I mean, look at all these fucking command codes now. So now they're filtered in nice clear things like offensive, defensive, you know, healing, and you can set your own custom filters and stuff. And you have multiple pillars up there at the same time, and then you drag and drop straight into the slots. I hope I'm articulating this where you can like understand what the hell I'm saying, but that is so much faster, right? That is so much faster. That it's so much easier to like understand, and like you're not gonna be afraid to change your command codes. And then you incorporate that into the team screen, right? Where you can get to the command code UI from this screen, right? Like maybe a button down here, or you click and hold Billy, and then you could change this UI to be way more condensed. And again, wasted space fucking everywhere. But yeah, you get to your command code UI from here, then you could click something maybe, and then it goes into the full UI, because that one you might have to go back and forth between. But just way better. Wait, then you're not going to be afraid to switch around your command codes. And then you cut the stupid equip and unequip animation, because we don't have that for craft essences, so why the hell should you have it for command codes? Right? It makes no fucking sense. But yeah, there's just so many things like that with FGO that all these other games do now, right? They have way better UIs. Like, when you're doing Fluffy, right? Let's say you're losing to Fluffy, because it happens. Every time you click the stage, it gives you a prompt that you have to say yes or no to, then the story comes up, then you have to click skip, then you have a loading screen. Like it's like you don't need any of that. Where like Arknights, which has almost the exact same UI as FGO, just better in every way, when they have a map just like this, right? When you click a node, when you click the node right here, it just brings up everything. It's like, okay, you can click this button if you want to watch the story again, but if not, you can just click the stage. Right, you've got like all the information just right there, and you skip all these stupid, steps. So yeah, that's what I want to see FGO doing. I want to see the game, because here's the thing: FGO does not retain new players worth a damn. Right, it is horrible at that. Everyone that's playing this now is a fucking boomer, and they're not keeping up with their competition. And they need to fix that. They need to have a better UI. It needs to be more intuitive. It needs to be faster. Because playing this game is like pulling fucking teeth. Right? Like, don't kid yourselves. Like, playing this game, like, just dealing with this UI and, like, how long it takes to set up a proper team and all this kind of stuff, it takes forever, right? It is an extremely slow process, and it's not intuitive, right? And then the new player experience is just fighting a bunch of stages that are so easy that none of their decisions even matter, and they get bored and they quit. That is generally the new player experience in FGO. Like, that is what they need to address, and so I am disappointed when the anniversary comes around and they don't do anything. They don't make Fuyuki more fun. They don't make Septim more fun. They don't cut out filler in the early main stories. They don't they don't make the UI better. They don't do any of that. Right? They literally don't do anything to make the core game better, right? Changing the core combat system doesn't actually have a very tangible effect for like the majority of the player base. It sounds crazy, but it's actually true, right? Like, it's nice. I'm glad they did it, but it's not going to revolutionize the game. It's not making them look any better compared to their competition. Because, I talk about Arknights a lot, but I don't do that because I'm trying to shit on FGO. I do that because Arknights is like clowning on them in terms of quality, right? And because I want FGO to be like the best game in the market that it can be. They need to do better with this kind of stuff. Because right now they're coasting off of their IP and then like their established player base that they've had for years, and they're just trying to like make those people, they're trying to make their whales wail harder. That's how FGO is trying to make their money. And that works in like the short term, but that doesn't work in the long term, and it doesn't make a good game, right? So I want to see them improve the game, and I want them to, get with the program, right? All these other games feel like more modern experiences, where FGO, it just feels like I'm playing an ancient, piece of shit. And for no reason, because like the core combat system and the boss design and the gimmicks they give bosses and all that stuff's great, right? They can incorporate that stuff much better. There's nothing about the combat system that, can't lend itself to good boss fights, because they have made good boss fights. They actually make a lot of good boss fights. So yeah, it's like it's a lot of wasted potential over here, and the fact that the anniversary didn't address any of that does frustrate me. But I will cut them some slack, and I said this in advance, because they switched from DW to Lasagna. I imagine it was pretty hard for them to get stuff ready in time for the anniversary, right? Because their creative lead quit, That's a pretty big deal, right? So when they switched over to lasagna, he just, you know, quit. Or he probably got fired, to be honest, but they said he quit, but who knows. But anyway, those kinds of changes and higher ups changing and stuff, that is not an easy thing to, you know, sort out. And they're hiring new staff. You know, there's a lot for them to deal with. So, but here's the thing. Historically, they don't do improvements to FGO until the anniversary. They just don't. They'll wait all year, and they'll have like a glaring flaw with like their UI, and like the command code UI is a good example of this. I mean, it is amateur how bad it is. I don't think I'm exaggerating. The UI for the command codes is so bad, it is amateur. Actually, it's in many ways worse than amateur because like a college student making a test game for a school project, a lot of them, I legitimately have seen this, can create better UIs than FGO has. And they're technically amateur, right? So, like, it's pretty pathetic. So, and I don't want to have to wait a whole year for a chance for them to fix this stuff. So I'm hoping they'll, you know, do it mid-year or whatever, whenever it'd be ready. But I don't know, that historically they kind of just sit on their asses and do nothing until the anniversary, and then they do a bunch of stuff. And I just think that's a really bad way of approaching it, especially when your game is this fucking far behind. I guess we use this one. I'm pretty sure it's 25% if we crit, so we'll do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they added pity, but let's be honest, the pity is actually like the worst pity system out of any game on the market. So like, I'm glad they have it. It's still an improvement, right? I won't lie about that. It's clearly an improvement, but it is a really bad pity system compared to the other ones. And it actually makes 4 stars like miserable. So like it needs to be fixed. That's my point. When you really think about it, again, the anniversary has some nice stuff. You know, free SQ, new units, Zhufu's nice. You know, these core gameplay changes are interesting, right? These are nice, but there's a lot lacking, right? There's still a lot to be desired. You know, UI still scuffed. There's safety net's terrible. Like, why not? Why can't they just fix the safety net? Because that's not something that is very labor intensive, right? A lot of like the numbers under the hood stuff is pretty easy to change, right? And there's a lot of that stuff that needs to be changed. Like refunding your AP if you fail a stage, that's not hard to implement. It isn't. I know enough about coding that I know for a fact that is not hard to implement. But they just don't, and it's like they either don't think about it and they don't even know, or they actually think, you know, they don't need to, you know, compete with the other games like that, and that's just ridiculous. And like, again, the safety net, that's not hard to fix, right? So like, why not, you know, fix the safety net as well? But, you know, maybe they'll just do updates throughout the year instead of waiting for the anniversary. And you know what's crazy, chat? We're gonna rainbow right here. That's totally not the combo I would normally have done, but it actually works out considering these changes. Wish he had not killed that. I would actually be so happy if Arknights bought FGO. That'll never happen because FGO is a way bigger IP, so they make, you know, loads more money. But Arknights has a significantly better like design philosophy. And again, it's very similar to FGO. They have like the same map layout. The way you upgrade units is almost the exact same thing, but they just do everything better. Like, they don't make you go back and forth between menus, right? You pick a servant, you just had everything for that servant right there. You don't have to go back and forth constantly. Like, if you want to level Zhufu from 1 to 90, and and I'm saying 90 because that means you need to grail her. That's another menu you have to deal with, right? So if you're a big Zhufu fan, you get Zhufu, you want to make your Zhufu NP5, 10, 10, 10, level 90, you know, all that stuff. That is a miserable experience, even if you have all the materials just sitting there. And Arknights, it takes like no time, right? If you do the equivalent of that, it takes no fucking time. You can max out the skill because it's all right there, it's all concise, because they have an NP rank system, it's called potential. When you have dupes of a character, they still have that, but it's all right there. You're not having to go back and forth between menus, you know, over and over and over again, where in FGO, you have to do it constantly. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I am disappointed with with the anniversary because of that, but it's not a catastrophe. I'm disappointed, but I'm not like, it's not like Anniversary 5, right? Because they still did cool stuff. Like, yes, they didn't fix a lot of the core issues, and they're kind of ignoring a lot of problems, but, you know, Zhufu's nice, she's an FP summon, it is useful to have an alter ego for free-to-play people. You know, yeah, the rainbow chains are cool and stuff. I like that. Some units are getting buffed. Hopefully they'll be good picks, right? So, you know, there's good news here, right? But I feel like a lot of the player base, all they care about is like really shallow. They just want free SQ so they can roll on insert topical waifu here, right? And then they forget about it next month, right? That's same-o, that's so... And like the amount of SQ they give out has nothing to do with work. They don't have to work to add SQ to the game, right? So it's not like if they added good quality of life updates, you're gonna get less SQ, right? It doesn't work that way. But I feel like a lot of the player base is just like, oh, they added SQ, so I'm happy. Okay, so if we crit, we're gonna kill this thing, which actually makes it really difficult for me to... I guess I rainbow chain just to make as many stars in the rush as possible. But yeah, if I did Calamity Jane's card, she probably would have killed it. But yeah, people would like just... They're really shallow with like the Pterodon and stuff. And it's like, oh, I got SQ, so I'm happy. But like, you're gonna get SQ every anniversary, so that's nothing. And again, the devs don't have to work for that. Like, that doesn't make the game better. It's like, yeah, like, you can get a new unit that you like, and that's nice, but that's nothing new. You've got new units that you've liked many times. But like, what do you have to go do with that unit? If you're a huge Arcawade fan, you want to go use her on something. Like, what are you gonna do? Farm hands? Like, oh yeah, that's exciting. I don't know, maybe some people that is enough for them, but it certainly is not for me. Alright, let's see what Calamity Jane's got. Not the best opener for her, but could be worse. I think we'll save for other skills. Now, we do not have a craft essence that helps her make stars. So I'm really interested to see, is she going to be able to make 50 stars here without having a craft essence that has no quick up, no star rate up, no stars per turn. It's not doing anything to help her with stars. And we're not going to get overkill bonus or overgauge. We're not getting any of that. Yeah, there is advanced quests, but this... Okay, I think Ziggy, you'll agree with me on this. Right now, there really aren't a lot of good advanced quests. And advanced quests right now, and I hope this changes, are just outrageously gimmicky. And once you know the gimmick, there's nothing. They're easy. Right? Look at a lot of challenge quests. They have gimmicks, but there's still a lot of like turn-to-turn decisions, and it's gonna take a while to win, and like you're like, oh man, they do so much damage and stuff. That's not how advanced quests are, right? Like right now, advanced quests are like, you figure out some stupid gimmick, and then they're a joke. Right? Like they're nothing like challenge quests. They're nothing like fighting Fluffy. They're nothing like fighting Mothman from the main story. Or like Lee. Lee from the main story in Lost Belt 3 is way better for like testing a new unit than any advanced quest is. Right? It's just, their advanced quests are just not that good. Now they're getting a little better, but they're just so gimmicky. You're not doing the same kind of gameplay that you do for the typical challenge quest or the typical main story boss fight. Like right now, there's just no replacing challenge quests in main story boss fights for like having that meaty experience with like your favorite unit, right? Or like really, that's how you see the difference between a quick team and an art team, or a buster team, or an NP team versus a face card team, right? That's where you're really going to get that kind of experience, because a lot of the advanced quests, it's like, you must do this quest in this way, right? Like that, the one that you just added, right? You literally like can't use any of your character skills unless it's like a charge, a heal, or a debuff. How are you going to test Arcawade in that context, right? Or Zhufu or whatever? It's pointless. Right? And like some of the advanced quests, it's like you must, like Scath, right? The Scath advanced quest, that's actually one of the harder ones they've done. You literally can't do face card damage. You can't. She takes 99% less damage through normal cards and crits, and she's immune to dots. So you can only do damage to her with raw NP damage. So like NPs that buff yourself, like Baldy and stuff, are terrible, right? That's a terrible stage to test something. Right, because the only thing you're doing is NPing every 3 turns. Because you can't even NP spam, right? Because she takes 99% less damage no matter what, except for every 3rd turn. So you just NP every 3rd turn. That's all you're doing. That's nothing like a challenge quest, right? Like even the challenge quest we had just gotten, right, in the event previously, where you fought the Doggo and Hokusai, right? That was, you know, a nice solid value check, right? And there's gimmicks and mechanics, but they don't override your ability to do normal card damage or NP damage or crit damage or you know, buffing with like a Super Orion type NP. You can do all those things, right? Like you can DPS the boss in any manner you see fit. You know, one thing may be rewarded more than the other, but yeah, they all work. But then the gimmicks aren't like, they're not so strong arming you. Where Advanced Quest is just like, yeah, there's a really hard gimmick, a really extreme gimmick, and then if you do the gimmick, then the fight's a joke. That's Advanced Quest, right? That's not very good repeatable content. Like, what's the replay value in like Vertra, right? You do a Brave Chain and you win. Like, that's it. That's literally it, right? They're not very good. Now, I think eventually they may add Advanced Quests that are like more on par with Challenge Quests. But as of right now, they absolutely do not have that. And so yeah, I would agree with what a commenter said earlier. Advanced Quests suck for the most part. And I wish they didn't, but like Darius is okay, and like Hector's okay. And that's about it. And that kind of sucks. Yeah, that's kind of, I can't even, that's kind of, Bazette's a hard one to wrap my head around with these mechanic changes. That's one I'll have to look at. That's a weird one. Probably Rainbow Chain when you NP, I would imagine. Okay, so we made 50 stars, so we got the goods. She actually gave herself a bunch of battery, which is a nice feeling because she normally doesn't do that. Alright, so we want a Rainbow Chain. We still want to make stars, but I want to get my NP. I guess I quick art. No, I don't think she wants to do Buster like that. I think she does Buster quick art, because we really want to get her NP here. Yeah, that's kind of boring, because that's like something you would have done before, but it's still good damage, and it pretty much guarantees her NP. We might have enough access here that we didn't need to do that, but it's good to be safe. The eyes are okay, but again, it's so gimmicky, you're not, like... Once you know the gimmick, you're not doing anything. Like, the eyes are like everything else. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do at turn to turn? Nothing! You're gonna do fucking nothing, right? Because they have so much damage resist. Like, sure, you could buff stack like crazy with Castoria and like probably kill them on turn 1, but like that's not useful either, right? Because like normally you're gonna fight a boss with like break bars, so you can't just buff stack like that. Like the eyes are more fun, but like literally you're not doing anything of note until you get rid of their shields, and then you just nuke them with an NP, which is a lot like Scath, right? You just like when you're not balancing like normal card damage and critting and stuff, your combos become very obvious, and you're just waiting around until you meet the gimmick and then you kill, and it's just over immediately, right? Like I really stand by this. Advanced quests for the most part fucking suck. Like for the most part, they are incredibly boring after you beat them one time. You know, Hector's okay, you know, Darius is okay, but that's like it. They're fun one time. They're literally fun one time. Where like challenge quests, I can do them over and over and over again and they're still fun because you can, just beating them is more challenging. That's the thing. Even if you know a challenge quest really well, they're normally still, especially for budget, they're still very difficult, right? So if there's a good challenge quest, I might do it with like who is the main DPS, and then I want like, okay, well let's do a Buster unit as the main DPS, and then I'll change my supports like Chen Gong and stuff, and then trying to make that match, you know, all the break bars and all the mechanics and stuff is still really difficult, and it's going to feel really different because I'm using Buster instead of Quick now, or just because the DPS is different, or the supports are different, right? There's lots of replay value. Like Fluffy, there's loads of replay value with Fluffy. Maybe not as much as some bosses, I will say, but like Assassin Lee, Mothman, Morgan, right? These bosses have lots of replay value, and I know this because I've done them in a bunch of accounts, and I'll like beat them, cancel the app, and do them again and again, right? So the real boss fights in these games have lots of replay value. The advanced quests don't. Now, I'm sure they're going to coincidentally, from time to time, add a good advanced quest that is going to have some replay value on it, right? Because they kind of already have, and you know, there'll probably be some better ones down the line. But I would say like most of the advanced quests are just dog shit. Like, okay, you know, it's kind of fun to figure it out the first time, and then I have no reason to ever do it again. Yeah, what they need is to either make advanced quests of the same quality as challenge quests, or major main story fights, or they need to allow you to replay those. Like, I mean, why not? You know, I don't see why can't we? Like, what's the harm in being able to do a challenge quest from 4 years ago? Like, what's the problem? Because most games let you do that now. They do, like Arknights does. You can fight like so many bosses in Arknights whenever you want now. Yeah, they're kind of using the advanced quests as the memorial quests, but so far the memorial quests have not been as good. I mean, like they're not like complete dog shit. I might be exaggerating earlier, but they're pretty bad, I would say. Like they're no challenge quests, right? That's I think the right way of putting it. Okay, so now we have less NP and we don't have our skill yet. So I feel like if I go for NP gain though, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, but the damage difference isn't that relevant, so I think we still try. I'll do the Star Bomb though, on Art. Well, she might get it, depending on what the boss does. Yeah, fuck. I thought we had it. Oh, that sucks. Do I have my first? No. If I had my first skill, I could battery for 10% and get it. And this only gets battery if I get the 50 stars. Oh, that hurts. So we want Stargin now, which would be... This one is bigger Star Bomb, but I'll go for the crit. And what a wasted turn right there. And what really sucks about that too is I'm wasting the cooldown on my third skill, which means Atlas doesn't do anything. Because I'm literally holding it for 2 turns. So what I should have done was... I need to get in the habit of this. I shouldn't do the cooldown reduction until, how do I explain this? I shouldn't do it immediately. I should wait until there's 2 turns left and see, do I want to use that skill right now? And if the answer is no, then just don't do the cooldown reduction and do it on the next cycle, right? Because there's just a lot, because like I'm literally holding this skill for 2 fucking turns, so there was no reason to Atlas it. It does look like though, if she has command code, she can reliably make 50 stars. I actually don't think she will reliably make 50 stars though without command code. At that point, you're probably still going to have to rely on either a teammate, or getting overgaged, especially breaking a health bar. Let me see though, how many are we gonna have? Yeah, no, she's still relying on the command code. Like it's close. You'll be in the 48 to like 51 range. I think most of the time. I can drain his NP, but that's actually fine, so then I can just do that. Alright, so all about damage now. Yeah, FGO is a bit odd in 60 frames per second, but we might get used to it, we'll see. The game was never really designed with it in mind, so it's, you know, it's going to be a little different than like a regular game. Alright, well he's dead here, second NP. That wasn't bad. She won at the same time as Billy, essentially. I mean, rainbow chains don't make you make more stars, though. They don't work that way. You don't get the star bomb. Like, if the only way Calamity Jane's making 50 stars is if she quick chains, specifically. And without, I mean, you can literally see it. We only made 54 stars, and our command codes made, I think I had 4 and 3. I think I took 7. I think it was 4 and 3. It might have been 4 and 2. I'm not sure. They made 6 or 7 stars, so she literally would not have had 50 stars. And she was doing the best sergeant she could possibly do. So she would need to like either get lucky, because there's RNG involved with the way sergeant works, or do a break gauge, over gauge. Let's see here. I haven't done GSSR on this account. No, this is my main. I had done GSSR. I did GSSR on my main, but I did not want to stream that. Like, fuck that. But I haven't done it on my ult, which I might do that. But, so what I did, and I regret this, because I realized I probably could have gotten Coup out of GSSR, and that would have been worth it. I should have just rolled Lancer. The reason I didn't roll Lancer is because I didn't want either of the... There's 2 Lancer banners, and I didn't like either of them. Like, the only thing I could have gotten would have been, like, a Reshigal, maybe, and that'd been okay. Like, a lot of the Lancers I didn't, like, hate, but I don't want them, right? So, like, none of the stuff from the Lancer banners I wanted. There was Romulus, but I already have Romulus. I already have Romulus at MP3. I don't really give a shit if he goes from MP3 to MP4. That's you know, I'd much rather get something that I'm like, oh yeah, I want that, and I don't have it. So what I did was Assassin, because I would like King Hassan NP2, because NP1 to NP2 is a huge thing, right? Where like NP3 to NP4, who gives a shit? But like, I've always hated that my Gramps is NP1, because that makes him so much weaker, because the way Gramps' gameplay is, he's really bad at NP1. Well, I don't, really bad is the wrong way to put it, but he's missing a lot. So Gramps would have been a good outcome, and then Cleopatra was an option, and yeah, I'm not like the biggest Cleopatra fan, but she's pretty cool, and I don't have her. And then the only other thing I could get would be shooting, which that would be a catastrophe, because I fucking hate shooting. But it's like, you know, 2 out of 3 are things that I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy if I get that. And I got Cleopatra, which I'm happy about, but when I thought about it, I would rather have rolled Lancer and have gotten like Summer Tam or whatever, but I actually gotten Coup. But see, this is my logic, and this is where I was wrong. I was like, okay, I'll probably get Coup when I roll for Zhufu. So let's not use our GSSR to get Coup. That just seems silly. But I did not get Coup when I rolled for Zhufu, and I didn't get Coup when I rolled for Gundam Guy. And, you know, I don't have that much SQ now, so, yeah, the Coup situation's looking pretty grim. So I wish I had rolled, I absolutely wish I had rolled Lancer to get Coup coins. So I mean, I'm glad to have Cleopatra, right? And eventually I'll get the Coup coins, right? And it'll be nice to just have Cleopatra, but yeah, no, I should have. Oh yeah, and MHX was on there. That was another reason why I did Assassin, was because I wouldn't mind getting MHX, because I can use UHD costume. And I've always said, you know, MHX is like a 5-star that I want to have, because her gameplay is really fun, but I don't like her enough to ever actually roll on her, right? So, that's kind of why. So I was like 3 out of 4 were good outcomes, right? It's like King Hassan is good, Cleo is good, MHX is good. Those are all really good outcomes, right? And only shooting was bad. That's why I did it. But yeah, I should have gotten Coup. But anyway, yeah, I might do GSSR on my ult. I feel like my ult still has paid SQ from last year. Let's see. I think it tells you. That's okay, go away. No, I don't think I do. Is this my paid SQ right here? Because if it is, I have 1. So that's not enough. Because yeah, I don't like spending money on this game, but I don't mind doing it for GSSR. But I don't know, I don't see much use for it on my ult. I mean, it's my ult. I don't really play it. Like I don't farm. I'll put it that way. Like I play it to be summoned by my main, or to summon my main to do boss fights. You know, I'm not gonna farm over here to like level up a new 5-star. I have 1 paid SQ. Yeah, okay, I don't have enough. But like, really, I mean, maybe I go for MHX just because it'd be cool to have MHX on an account, but I don't care. I already have Gilgamesh. I already have Achilles. They're already 10-10-10. I don't care. I mean, I don't care about any of these, because if I like them, I already have them. I've been playing this game for so long, even as a free-to-play. It's like between all my accounts, if I want them, I have them, right? So I don't really see the need to, yeah, I guess more Gil coins, but I'm probably not gonna 120 Gil, because 120 is like the worst experience of all time, and Gil already has like his passives and shit. Like I literally do not need a 5-star. Like if I could pick any 5-star in the entire game, I wouldn't actually care very much. And again, it's just from a free-to-play perspective. It's just, I just don't need any of this shit. It's like I've been playing for so many years. Like Gil has 340 coins and he already has his second passive. I don't need it. Like I literally don't need it. Okay, Moriarty is the one thing. I'll say that Moriarty is the one thing. But this is why I literally just don't care about GSSR, because if I got Moriarty, he's NP1. I'm never going to use that, because NP1 sucks. And I like, it's not like I'm a new account. Like NP1 on a new account is not a big deal, but like his competition on this account, because I've been playing for so long, is like an NP4 Gilgamesh at level 100. Why would I ever use Moriarty? Right? And I've got, you know, if it's a Berserker and stuff, I've got fucking Protoku at level 100, 2k Foe at 10-10-10, NP5, Gwen's NP5, right? Achilles is NP5. Like, why am I going to use an NP1 Moriarty? But yes, I like him, right? But then if I'm going to like use him for a video, I'm going to summon a friend's Moriarty that's like NP2. So it's just, why would I want to spend my, you know, real life money on something that is, it's just nothing. I mean, it's just nothing. There's nothing I can get that I'm going to care about. And I know I sound like a spoiled brat right now, but it's just the truth. It's because I've been playing this game for so many years, every 5-star that I wanted, I saved up for. I got a bunch of SQ. They eventually got rated up, and I rolled, and I got them. You know, so it's like, what? Yeah, double Moriarty. Okay. And you know what? Just for this stream, right, we'll do it. Because it is entertaining, and yeah, maybe you know, and if I got Moriarty now, I could wait for a raid up and then get an NP2 down the line. But I'm telling you, like, if you're a free-to-play, and you've been playing these games for a long-ass time, if I get fucking Ishtar, I've gotten Ishtar from GS. Every time I do this for chat, I always get fucking Ishtar. It's Ishtar and Tam. All the time. So, I mean, this is a pretty bad banner because I don't want Artoria at all. I won't even level her. I will never touch her. She'll be sitting there at level 1 forever. Gilgamesh would be alright, but it really doesn't matter because he's already MP4, he does not need coins, he's already level 100. Like, it's better than Ishtar, though, I'll tell you what. So it's basically Moriarty or bust, though. It's Moriarty, or they're like, you know, Gilgamesh is kind of okay, but yeah, Moriarty is the only thing I actually want here. But that's probably the one I go for. It's either that or Ivan, because actually Ivan is a 5-star that I really like that I don't have, and he is actually pretty good at NP1. But I don't care about these other two. Like, I like his Kandar, but I already have him on another account, so it's just that I don't care. Okay, I already have Constantine. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't give a flying fuck. I bet you this is the most rolled one, by the way. Well, I don't know. A lot of the player base already has Caster Artoria. She was so easy to get. MHX would be cool, but because getting Gramps would be awful, because then I have NP1 Gramps on 2 different accounts. Instead of just having an MP2 Gramps, right? Like, that's just terrible. Nope, don't give a fuck. You know, actually, I like Gajuna, and I don't mind Masashi, but, I mean, NP1 would be suffering, but I don't want Morgan. And I already have Morgan, unfortunately. Nope, don't care about any of those, don't care about any of those, don't care about any of those, don't care... I mean, I like Bizette, but I already have Bizette, and fucking hate all these other ones. Well, not Doorman, but, yeah, I really don't want to do this, chat. I'm basically throwing money into the drain for no reason, but I guess that's what streaming is. Alright, fine, we'll do the Archer one, because Moriarty would be pretty swell. Although, I don't know, even if I got Moriarty, his materials are insane. I honestly, I don't play this ult account. I don't want a 10-10 Moriarty. I don't want to because he's. No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it, Jeff. Like I'm I'm thinking about it. I'm not doing it. It's stupid. I'm not a rolling streamer. If it was my main account and I could get Moriarty, then yes, I would 10-10 him, and then I would wait until I could get him in P2. But I'm literally not gonna level him, even though I love Moriarty to death. I do not play this account.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not gonna sit here, you know, farming free quests to get like 300 bones. I know for a fact I won't do that. Like, I know for an absolute fact I will not do that. So I'm not wasting the money, and I'm just gonna get Ishtar anyway. So you know, I don't want to be a bad influence, right? It's like, in the situation I'm in, GSSR makes no sense. Right? The most sensible thing I could have done with GSSR was rolling for coup coins. That was the most sensible thing I could have done. And I didn't because I'm stupid, and getting coup coins on my ult account just doesn't matter. So, yeah, I'm not... It's dumb, right? I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for the stream, and I don't want to just roll for the sake of rolling. I don't think that's worth it. Like, I know people like watching the RNG and that kind of stuff, but, you know, that's not what my stream has ever been about, and I know I'm going to be upset if I roll. Like, I know I'm going to be upset. Because I'm probably going to get Ishtar, or I'm going to get Gilgamesh, and I don't need them. Again, I'm not trying to say for a new player you shouldn't do GSSR, but like, look at my fucking accounts. It's like, I'm very picky in like what characters I actually like, so I don't have to roll very often, and when I you know, I get what I want because I only roll like 2 times a year, right? So I just don't see the point. And it's just going to piss me off, and it's just going to be like, yeah, great, I got Ishtar again, right? So I'd rather just, you know, play the game, thanks. Speaking of playing the game, we could actually be doing these advanced quests on like the Steno account, because that'll actually be hard as fuck, and we can show off the new gameplay mechanics that way. Although I tell you, I'm really interested in... Like, there's just so many units I want to show off right now that I really couldn't do on the Steno account. Like, I want to use Canis, I want to do, you know, a lot of stuff. Let's use Canis though, because I think she could be really good with these changes. Where can I use her though? Because she can't really fight Richard. I guess she could fight Hector. Yeah, Hector is actually a decent playground, I think. Yeah, like, I already feel bad enough because I did GSSR for Assassin, and then it's like, I realized I should have gone for coup coins, right? And like, it sucks. And then like, I don't want to do GSSR again, and it's just gonna be a waste, right? Like, that just feels like shit. And like, you know, again, if I was newer to the game and I didn't already have every goddamn 5-star that I want, you know, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, you know, I'll, you know, try to get lucky, you know, you try to go to get lucky every year, and eventually you're gonna get some stuff you want. But I'm past that point, right? I've been playing for so long, that's behind me. So, anyway, let's get Canis set up. I'm trying to think how the hell, I'm not really sure how the hell she is going to play. Can we get Golden Sumo with the ticket? Yeah, I wish. I wish. Okay, Hector is a servant, I think. So, she probably still wants Star Bomb. I don't know, that actually might become... Huh. That might actually be too much crit because of her second skill, so she might just want damage, 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 or even NP game. She probably wants at least one Star Bomb. But like, if I was doing a proper challenge quest where you're wanting to like accommodate like maybe crit down and stuff, you could probably free up a quick card for that. Like if you're fighting a boss that if he crits you, you're just like foobar. I probably would put crit down on the quick, right? Or if you're like, oh, I need to have defense removal, right? You could put that on the quick pretty easy. I feel like quick and busters can move around in chains so easily now that they're the best picks for like. Oh god, I just realized the meta just changed completely for heal boost and heal. Like it's so different. I'm trying to think. Like you could still do the old chains and it's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna have to really think about that. I'm gonna have to actually use, because Ku coincidentally is one of the very few units that almost never uses heal boost and heal. Like just the way his gameplay is, he almost never does it. So even I've used Ku the most since these changes. I haven't interacted with the heal boost. Shut up, you know who you are. Don't start that. I got no qualms about this. It's funny. There's probably a lot of viewers here that don't know about that meme, and they're like, "Oh my god, this streamer's bullying this guy in chat." But don't you defend him, chat. None of that. All right, what do we do here? Well, also, what are Hector's gimmicks? Forget. Actually, I am going to do crit down, because Hector could buster crit us and just end us rightly. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. If I'm like, hey, I don't need stars, I'm happy to just throw that in and be safer. We want as much damage on this as possible, I guess. I wonder if she's gonna crit enough where I can just do the Ishtar one for the... You know what? Yeah, let's try it. Alright, well that's definitely not what I would have done with Canis back in the day. Chat, I'm gonna have to make an updated 3-star tier list now. I was thinking about doing that soon anyway. But now that we got Zhufu, I'm definitely gonna have to. I'll wait for all these buffs and stuff to be done, because there's a bunch of silvers getting buffed. So, but after that, it's pretty much the time to do it. Hector, right there. I'll probably have to take a day or two off streaming, if not more, because I have to test everyone, I gotta record stuff, then I have to, you know, record me talking for like 30 hours, right? It's a lot of work. Alright, so Canis. Not actually sure what CE to use here. Probably just Golden Sumo. I mean, actually, it would be Yang CE, but you know, we don't want to do that. That's like that's a special occasion thing. Let's see. Okay, let's get our taunt walls. God, this UI is just ridiculous. Like again, Arc Knights is a very similar unit structure, but they have like these little tabs on the side that, you know, change by class. So you could have like Rider, Caster, and stuff on the side, and you could just click those, and then it would filter out, like click Rider, you get just your Riders. So then fighting St. George is going to be way easier, right? There's just all these like optimizations like that most games do now that FGO is just like, nope, we don't need any of that. And like they don't ever really even like try. That's what kind of annoys me. They don't. Their UI is so bad on so many fronts. It would take a long time for them to fix everything, but they don't ever fix anything. That's like what really bothers me. Is they're not even like starting the process, right? Because like if they start fixing the UI, the bad UI that's still there, you can let slide. Because like, hey, you know, they'll get to it, right? But they're not. They're not getting to it. They don't do, you know, any of this stuff. All right, Candace has her passive, so we don't really even need NP on death. But yeah, I really wish we had hard content right now because I want to use budget teams against challenge quests essentially, and I want to see what it feels like with these changes. But like advanced quests just don't, they're not good enough. I'm not going to get the kind of like data that I want. Like I need something that's actually hard, you know, like obviously I can handicap myself and make the advanced quests harder, but they're so gimmicky that like that doesn't even like really work. Well, this is a terrible opening hand. So even though we can rainbow chain, it's better to do this because Hector's all about hit count. You want to get as many hits in as possible because he's got like a million damage cut. So all your attacks are doing negative a million damage. I'm not kidding. Like that's how it works. So you gotta hit him a bunch of times to get rid of it. Now, do I second skill here? I think no. Definitely rainbow chain though. Although, I don't want to use the Merlin card, but... Wait a minute. Is it actually worth rainbow chaining? Oh yeah, I forgot about that gimmick. I completely forgot about that gimmick. I should have brought Piercing Vulnerability. I don't think we use this. I think we want to save it for later. I don't think it's like, actually that good. And we're not going to do any damage here anyway. So I'm going to focus on the MP gain. Yeah, we're literally going to do 0 damage, so like, why bother? Right, hitting him with a buster like drains his MP, I think. He has 8 hits. Now, I could NP right now to grab my buffs for later. Boy, I played this really wrong now that I'm I should have cast this last turn. Oh, the mistakes. A little rusty with my Canis gameplay, apparently. Yeah, it kind of sucks. There's literally no reason to be doing rainbow chains and stuff right now. There's just no point. She's still pretty happy to do BBB if she has like all the damage lining up. Especially when you can like burst through a health bar. Well, I gotta reset. There's too many things wrong here. Like, like it'd be fine to not bring Piercing Vulnerability if you wanted to see if she could beat it without it, because that's like a harder value check. But I can't show off her gameplay properly without it. And then I kind of doing everything wrong at the start there. So this stage actually really sucks for her, just because of the invulnerability thing. Because whatever card has Piercing Vulnerability has to go first, like all of the time. Yeah, this stage super sucks actually. I almost wanted to use a CE with Piercing Vulnerability just so because I'm not really interested in like, oh hey, can she beat Hector or not? Because I already know she can. I want to see... No, Yang CE is too much, though. What I'm going to do... This is really weird, but I'm wanting to test the deck, right? So what I'm going to do is give her a Craft Essence that has Piercing Vulnerability. Fujino wants NPQA now. I guess that makes sense, because then she rainbow combos off of it, and then she starts refunding towards the next one. Kind of sucks, though, because she has Buster up, so it would only affect her NP. But yeah, that is probably best. So yeah, we're just going to give her something that has Piercing Vulnerability. Now this is nerfing her a good bit because like this doesn't do anything other than the Piercing Vulnerability, and then there's the Buster Up one, but it's really low level, so this is a pretty big nerf. You wouldn't actually do this, but this is kind of like mimicking her at 90, I guess, so that's kind of fair. Yeah, I imagine that's gonna happen a lot with BBB. You'll only BBB if one, you have like an abnormally large buster up. But then also it's like if I don't BBB, I'm not gonna break the health bar, but I'll leave it at like 10k, right? Then you're gonna BBB, right? Stuff like that. But yeah, people with big buster ups are still gonna do, like Herc is probably still gonna do it because Herc hits so many buster ups. And Herc's NP is not that good anyway, so I think Herc is still gonna BBB. Now, not always, he'll rainbow chain some, but I think Herc is still gonna see red press red a lot. I don't think it's gonna matter too much for him. He might rainbow chain when he NPs. Like the turn he NPs, he might rainbow chain there. So Brave Chains are actually better than Rainbow Chains, but I don't have one, so we'll just do that. This is going to be very hard to get used to, though. It really changes, like, what it changes the most, it's easy to get used to the first card being different. Like, that part's no problem. The part that's complicated is thinking about what you actually want in third place. I think that's what's going to be the easiest to mess up. So, we actually don't need NP gain because we have to wait several turns because of the gimmick. So, we don't need damage either, so we need stars. So yeah, we do that. Might as well make stars now, so we get a crit next turn, so that I like make more stars the turn after that, if it makes any sense. Yeah, I actually think some of the Buster units are gonna have to really think about what the hell they're doing, which is actually gonna be fun. Like, Buster actually gets the short end of the stick, but I actually think they get like the fun end of the stick. But, okay, do I just quick? No, I think we'll still Rainbow Chain, so we have to wait a while, and this is on cooldown, so it doesn't hurt us. Although, actually, quick is still gonna be more stars. Probably next turn we quick. Boy, Artoria is in a weird spot. These changes. Okay, he's down to 4, so I have to wait one more turn. We're about to take a bunch of damage. Definitely want to do the crit down. I think I just focus completely on Star Gen. Doesn't matter what order I put it in, really. Okay. Oh yeah, if you get 7 of those things, he drains his MP. That's what it does. Apparently I cast Guts one turn too soon. It's a little unfortunate. I guess I just do the invulnerability. Either that or I face tank this turn because this is the turn that I'm going to have attack time. Boy, I definitely should have cast Guts then later though. Well, we'll do this because I need to cast my Guts again as soon as possible. Do I just whiff the attack down? Do I want to whiff the attack down? Do I think she can survive 4,000 with a 30% attack down? It's iffy. She like might, and it's really good if I save the invulnerability, but I could also just die. I guess we'll play it safe. I have no idea what to do with her now. I guess quick art? Sucks though, because the Buster's got the 90% crit, but we get the 20. Wow, she's going to be really weird. I think you actually might pick what you do based on where your crits just happen to be. Gojiro's going to play like Ku, where he quick chains into Rainbow, into quick chain into Rainbow. Like, that's absolutely what he's going to do. I think Quick is the easiest to play since this update. I think it's just, they're just obviously do Quick Chain into Rainbow. Like that's just, you know, that's absolutely the way to go. You know, occasionally you might do something else, but... So... I guess that? Well, the good news is, these changes to Canis allow her to use some of her like attack animations that I like more. Because the way you play her before, you do a lot of like the leap in buster animation and stuff, and I don't like that one. Same for Mordred actually. Like Mordred can kind of avoid the dive kick. This might be a BBB moment. It would be if the Bs had the crit chances, but because they don't, I guess we rainbow. But yeah, right here I would absolutely BBB if they just had the crit chances. This is definitely the time for that. A lot of BM animations though don't happen in Rainbow Team, it's not possible. Like, I think a few of them can, like maybe Robin's can. But like Ku's BM combo has to be quick BB or art BB. That's not a rainbow combo. So yeah, you're still not gonna get it. But yeah, I think Robin is the one person that can do his BM combo now and it'd be at optimal, which is actually nice because his BM combo looks awesome. A lot of people have never seen it. Does anyone remember? Because his is weird because it doesn't work with quick or art. His is like more specific. Does anyone remember exactly what it is? Because we could show that off and we can see if it's optimal. I wouldn't mind using Robin real quick and just seeing like how he plays now. 95%. So I've clearly made mistakes here because Canis has beat this before pretty easily and we're losing. So I think I just, well, actually it's probably the CE. It's because I'm like not, you know, bringing an actual CE that's good. I'm wanting to like play with the deck. I don't know if it's QAB or like AQB or something like that. That's the whole thing. It doesn't work both ways, I remember. Might just have to use Robin and C. So we want... I have to like kill right now. It's our only chance. Well, she got it, but that was really close. I think I messed up with my guts, and then I don't know if I did like the colors right there. I really don't know. I don't think I've ever doubted myself as much as that solo. I have no idea what I was doing. Okay, where can we use Robin? Doesn't really matter if he wins or not, it's more about just something that I want to use optimal combos on. Let me think. I want to do an advanced quest just because it only costs 5 AP, but a lot of these advanced quests are like gonna be super bullshit for Robin. But it's, again, it's more about the animations. Hector's a big no-no. None of these really work. Lancelot doesn't work though, because you'll get like one turn by Lancelot. Like we need time. It needs to be at a stage where I care about my damage, but I need to either I need to either not win really fast or not die really fast. And none of these. This stage is so fucking stupid, by the way. I hate that stage. Like it's not easy. It's not hard to beat it. If I want to just defeat it, it's nothing. I could do it in like one turn. But this stage is just fucking stupid. Like if you're an account that has none of the extra classes and you don't have Castoria or any of the big stuff, it's just this really dumbass like stat check that you have like no way of meeting. If you try to make like a really budget-friendly team, even with Zhufu, it really doesn't help. Like Zhufu don't do shit there because she's not a DPS. Like, that is such a badly designed stage. It's like you basically have to either have you don't have to have all of them, but you have to have at least a good alter ego, foreigner, or pretender, or have really, really meta stuff, like supports and stuff. And there's lots of people that aren't going to have any of that. Yeah, I know, the new 3-star should have been quick. I was like, I got a great kit, they're fit into the meta just fine, I'm really happy with them, but them being art is just fucking stupid. Like, we have so many art supports, and we have 0 quick. Like, what are we doing here? I guess I fight Richard. That's like kind of dumb, but I don't know what else to do with Robin. Like none of those advanced quests. Like that's what I'm saying. Advanced quests are just trash. Like You can't use them for anything. They're just so gimmicky. And they're not like gimmicky, because like challenge quests are really gimmicky, but like they have like raw gameplay, where the advanced quests don't, right? So, like even Hector, when you get through the gimmick, he has 300k health. Like, oh man. Yeah, if Bart is a quick support, then I'll let Zhufu go, right? Billy is a lot more consistent now. Like, his peak value is only a little bit higher, because all he's really gaining is being able to put his Buster card in 3rd place. But it is, he does hit harder. He hits a little bit harder than he did before, but he's like super consistent now with critting. Alright, where's Robin? Okay, I'm kind of too lazy. Okay, he can probably beat the dragon at level 70, which is really impressive. We are not going to do that with those command codes, though. But I honestly do not care enough to switch those command codes around. I hate the UI so much that I'm just not going to do that. Because we're not really here for, like, can Billy win? We're more here for, or I'm sorry, can Robin win? We're here for what his combos are going to be, and then, you know, see if his BM combo happens naturally or not. Okay, hold on. No, I'm gonna do it because this is a perfect opportunity for me to try to figure out where to put heal boost, because Robin is absolutely a kind of unit that wants to do a heal boost. So I can get a lot of data in one place, or experience in one place, so I kind of have to do it. I extra don't want to do this though, because like Robin is the only person I give poison to. So like I can just give him those and not worry about it. Where like other times I give command codes, if you give them like staple ones, then you take them off the unit and give them to someone else, and you don't even know who you took them off of, and then that unit is just sitting there with no command codes. Where with like poison, it's like you just set it and forget it. Oh my god, this changes what's meta for him to put poison on. You always would put poison on Art before, because if Robin doesn't have his NP, all you care about is getting his NP, because that's the way he plays. And so while you're getting your NP, you do art cards, and then you want to be applying the poison in advance, so you'd always do it. But now it's not like that at all. Okay. What the fuck do I do with command codes? We want heal and heal boost, and then at least 2 poisons, and then we're free to bring anything else. Okay, let me think about this. On your NP turn, you are probably going to do or NP Buster Quick, I think. It's either that or you just do Art Steal. You might actually just do Art Steal on your NP turn, because your 2 art cards are still going to generate the most refund. Yeah, no, he still does Art on his NP turn. There's no way you don't, because your 2 art cards are getting the first card art bonus, and then all that. Yeah, no, you're still doing Art. Well, then after that, you're going to do a rainbow combo. Okay, so NP turn is Art. That means the art cards actually don't want poison, I think. Okay. I'll explain what changed in just a minute. I can show it practically as we're using Robin. I'll just explain it as we go. Let's see. So then poison, at least 1 on quick, because you have 2 quick cards, so it's like module. So 1 poison on quick. So heal boost on Art. Yep, okay, I'm figuring it out. It's heal boost on Art, because when you do Art, if you do Art, you don't want heal on Art. Yeah, it's kind of like the way you would. Okay, yep. It's kind of like how you would do like Busters before. Okay. So this is a quick card, so I need a poison. And there's like 3 or 4 poison command codes now, but I don't remember half the pictures, because I mean, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. Look at all these pictures, and you're supposed to remember all this crap? Okay, this is the worst one, kind of. The best one is the dragon one. Martha's dragon. That's the only poison command code that applies poison and then does something else good. Which is so weird, because Burn and Curse all have like positive secondary effects, but for some reason they made all the poison ones shift. Okay, I literally can't find this crap. Do I have to get Martha to lure him out? I don't know what rarity he is. And like there's just a million he's probably 5-star. Dude, fuck this UI. Oh my god. I literally have to look at every single picture one at a time or I'm not going to find this. Why is he a 3-star? That doesn't even make sense. So he applies poison and then he gives you a positive secondary effect. I think it's like 5% of crit or something like that. I don't even remember, but it's a positive effect. The other poison command codes apply poison and then they do something bad. Like one of them heals the opponent and then the other one hurts you, right? And they're higher rarity. That does not make any fucking sense. You're killing the game. Okay, so what does heal need to be on? Heal should be on quick because quick is the... Yep, I got it. This is not going to be true for every unit, but heal needs to be on a card that you can easily use anytime you want or not use. And how you not use it is using the same color of a different one. So what I'm getting at is you don't want something that you might not want to do on a turn or you absolutely want to do on a turn. You don't want to do that on his buster because it only has one buster. So if it's like, okay, I need a buster, but I don't want to do the heal right now because I'm at full health, or I don't have the heal boost up or whatever it is, right? So you don't want it on buster. Because if you want to do a rainbow combo or just first card buster bonus or any of that, you'd have to use it, right? So it's way better on quick because if you want to not use it, you can be like, okay, I'll just use the other quick card. But then if you're like, oh no, I need to use it, then it's, you know, using a quick card is fine, so you just use this one. Yeah, then heal boost is on art because you're going to do NP art. Because like, yeah, that's definitely not changing on him. Okay, heal boost. And then Buster is like the one that if the boss fight charmed, right, you would put the anti-charm on Buster. Or art, maybe. Yeah, you might put it actually on art, because you can do art every turn. And, you know, you put it on art, because you can do art before your NP, and you can do art during your NP. It's actually the only card you're going to use during your NP, and you can use it after. So yeah, if the boss has charm, sleep, stun, any of that, you put it on art. This is useful, because I can take this data and apply it to other units. Now, it's not going to be one-to-one, because not every unit is like Robin, but it's like a piece of the puzzle, so this is actually really helpful. Now, in this fight, though, yeah, these two command codes are just free. So like these you would just pick based on what you're doing. Now, while we're here, I guess we'll try to be smart. So we'll do anti-dragon on Buster. I think that's fine. Or crit down. Let's do crit down on art, because if the dragon crits us, it's pretty terrible. You could do Merlin on second art, I guess, because it makes it easier to loop. It depends on if you... Okay, I think in this fight, Merlin is correct, because the boss has a really shitty hit count. But if the boss has a decent hit count, I don't think you would do that. So I might now actually put crit down on Buster, because I really do not want the dragon critting me. So I think because of these changes, it's so much easier to work the crit down into your toolkit now. It's like, it was kind of hard to fit this in before, but I think with these changes, it is so easy to use that command code now, which I actually like. Because RNG with the boss critting you is really annoying. Okay, I'm pretty confident that actually our command code setup here is correct. I think that is actually... This is cool though, because you would never set... If I saw these command codes before the anniversary, I don't think anyone guessed these changes were coming. So if someone showed me a screenshot of this Robin Hood a few days ago, and they're like, rate my command codes, I'd be like, fucking trash, what are you doing? I'd be like, put the poison on art, because you're going to use the art cards before your NP. To build your NP, and then you get the poison in advance. I'd be like, none of this makes any fucking sense. And I'm like, the healing's wrong. But yeah, no, this is right, I think. But yeah, if I saw this before, I'd be like, oh my god, this guy has no idea what he's doing with his command codes. Because I mean, really, this would be really fucking stupid a few days ago. The deck mismatches are actually better off, I would say. Now, because they just rainbow combo with their NP. Because like quick units they'll quick chain with their NP and then rainbow, right? But if you have mismatched deck, you just rainbow with your NP and then rainbow again, right? Now like Emiya might be an exception because he can change his thing to art and he might just do art. But Emiya is actually really interesting with these changes because there's way more reason for him to keep his NP as Buster now. Especially in, oh my god, Emiya is awesome in team play now. Because you can pick, you basically would change what you do based on your supports, and you can pick whatever supports you want. So for budget, Chen Gong, you go Buster, right? Mozart, though, is, if you're doing art, right? That's really interesting. Yeah, I actually think Emiya is super fun now. Like, you have so many options now. Like, you have so much reason not to switch to art, but switching to art is still fine. If you're working with, like, Mozart, right? And you have your art up, and then you just do art. Like, that's great. Alright, that's really neat. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I know. Emiya's NP should stick around. They need more NPs like that. It's so dumb. Maybe he'll get... You know what, though? He might get an animation update down the line, and then they might do it then. But they'd have to give him the effect, right? They wouldn't do it if it didn't have the effect. Alrighty. All I care about right now is NP gain. If we get 200%, that's good. It's not the end of the world if I don't. I'm probably not going to get 200%, so I don't... Well, I can throw the heal out now. That's okay. There's not really any reason to Rainbow Chain here. It's actually bad, because I'll be more likely to crit next turn. Critting is actually bad right now, because like, I'll kill the golems too fast. So this is really weird, but yeah, we just do that. Okay, so for those who don't know, I'll go over one more time here. There's the two big changes to be made. Is first off, Quick is just better. Like, they just made everything. And I've said for years the fundamental stuff about Quick needed to be better. Like, art chains made 20% NP for everybody, right? Quick made 10 stars. That is not, these are not equivalent, right? Buster fucking first card bonus was 50% damage up, right? Or Quick made like this tiny amount of stars up. It just didn't garbage. So what it does now is if Quick is the first card, every other card in the chain gets 20% more crit chance. And that is really something. And then if you do a Quick chain, you make 20 stars. And that's really good because that's really meaty, right? So like the Quick is just way better off. The other change, which I can't really demonstrate right now because I don't have a rainbow, if you do a combo that is one of each color, it can be NP, normal card, doesn't matter, but one of each color, the first card bonus, not the chain, this is very relevant, not the chain bonus, but the first card bonus is applied for all of them, no matter where they are in the chain. So you would almost always do Buster first because it was 50% damage up, right? That was massive. But now you can get the 50% Buster up no matter where the Buster is in the chain. And you get that, and now with this new Quick, you get the Quick first card bonus, which is the more crit chance up. You get that no matter where it is in the chain. And then the art does the just NP gain up for nowhere in the chain. So arts are, rainbow chains are very good. If you're soloing, or you just happen to do it, if you get a rainbow chain and it's a brave chain, the extra attack will get the 3 of a kind bonus, which obviously you can't really call it a 3 of a kind bonus anymore. I guess the chain bonus, right? Because like the extra attack would get stronger if there was like 3 art cards, 3 quick cards, 3 buster. But now it'll get stronger with all of those, and if it's rainbow. So yeah, that changes a lot. That changes a lot. Oh wow, you are so right about that, Icy, because now Leonidas can focus completely on NP gain while still doing damage. Oh my god, you're right. He can NP, Buster, Quick Art. Oh boy, I gotta try that. That's because the thing is, Leonidas has always been capable of living forever. He just couldn't do his damage. He had damage, but if he did it, it fucked up his survivability. But now I don't think it will. It might a little bit, but yeah, wow, we need to try that. We need to fucking try that. We need like an actual... I want story replay, because then I would just go fight like, you know, an actual archer boss. And then there we go. But there's like hardly anything I could actually use them on right now that I can think of. We could do Lobo, but that's horrific. Alright, NP gain is all I care about. I guess I quick chain and then the next turn critting is not so bad. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I mean, King Hassan got better, but I did not fucking taunt with George because I was running my mouth. King Hassan got better, but not really any more disproportionate to everyone else. Like, I think Kama got more better than King Hassan did. Like, I mean, King Hassan is a big buff. Don't get me wrong, it's a big buff, but it's a big buff for everybody, really. Jack needs to be tested, though. Jack might be one of the few units that barely changed. I mean, there's nothing about the geysers that's any harder or easier for Leonidas relative to any other thing, but just like every other advanced quest, it just trash for... Wait, this is the wrong account. Like, you're not testing anything. Like, you have to play the gimmick, and that's it. And then, like, that's also just a bad state for lane 9, so because the enemy's hit count is just, you know, 1. Whoop-de-doo. Like, you need an actual challenge quest where a boss is, you know, a boss. Yeah, quick NP, quick decks, you know, by quick NPs especially, are actually really hybrid decks, I would say, with 2 quick cards and a quick NP. I think they got the most out of it. But there's a few exceptions, you know, like Jack. I'm not sure Jack actually benefits much, because, like, think about it. This is why, now I don't know, because Jack might be able to work in rainbow combos and it might compensate. But like, why would Jack care about this right here? 20 star, 20 more % crit. When the fuck did Jack not crit before? Right, like this, you already had 100% crit, right? Like, so who cares? And then, like, if she does a quick chain, she doesn't care that she makes 20 stars instead of 10, because she already makes 50, right? So why does she care that it's 20, right? Like, it might help her a bit in a team if, like, someone in the quick chain doesn't, like, you know, pull their weight, right? So it does help her in a team, like, it really does. But in solo and in some teams, it like gives stars per turn and stuff. It really don't matter. So yeah, I'm not convinced that it's gonna help Jack that much. But we'll see, because Jack might be able to make, you know, a lot of stars while not doing quick cards now. So I don't know. Sanson actually might be kind of shit with it, because he has a quick deck. So basically what's gonna happen is you only, how do I put this? You don't want to see his quick cards. You literally don't want to see his quick cards, but you're going to see his quick cards all the time. Now, in a solo, you can not do that, but Sanson is a terrible solo unit, because it's practical to talk about Fujino in a solo, because she is, like, she can beat a Buki in a solo, right? So it's practical to bring Fujino in a solo. Or Last Man Standing for, like, a challenge quest or whatever. It's never practical to have Sanson in Last Man Standing. But you're going to be annoyed seeing Sanson's quick cards, like, in team play. They're going to get in your way, essentially. Like, he'd be happier if he had 2 quick, 2 buster, 1 art. That's what Sanson would want now. Alright, do I think there's any chance of getting 200%? If I crit with this and Merlin, and I do my Stargent up, I really could get 200%. But it's not enough bonus damage to care, I think. So I just want to make stars. Hey, look, I'm about to rainbow chain. It's not even really intentional, but right thing to do here, and it would have been the right thing to do. I'd done it a little bit differently the other way. If Caesar's looking good, Caesar's looking really good. Yeah, Sanson can at least crit more. Although that is true, but that's everyone. So I think Sanson's getting less out of it than like Billy is. Alright, my Star Bomb would be incredibly good next turn, but critting right now is like as valuable as it gets. It's actually so valuable, I wonder if I would do quick NP art. No, we'll do the 2 arts. This does suck though, the way that my crit spread is, but it just, gotta do what we can here. We need at least 1 crit, but we might need 2. Here's all. I have so many units to test. This makes me happy though, because I'm so motivated now to make videos for units I've already made videos for. Because it's like, okay, well, let's give them a run. So like, as, you know, a new story comes out with boss fights to fight, I'm gonna be happy to like, oh, well, let's do it with Billy now and show off Billy's new stuff, right? Where before, I'd be like, oh, I've already gotten good Billy videos for like main story fights. Okay, we definitely rainbow here. That was unfortunate. We could have looped, but it didn't work. Okay, wait a minute. So I don't want to heal, so I need to avoid that one. I think we do. I'm gonna get my NP no matter what, so NP gain is the least important. I guess I want to make stars. Well, no BM combo yet, but we'll see. Alright. I actually want to heal here. But I can't heal boost and heal and NP. I could go for 200% overcharge. Nah, I guess I just delay the heal by 1 turn. That really sucks, but you know, I wonder if you rainbow chain on that one because you don't have like your star bomb up and all that, and you don't have Merlin. Yeah, I think you might only art chain when you have Merlin. I'm not sure though, because I mean, this is still more in the refund. Also, I think he's gonna want default. We got attack down. Okay, so we need a rainbow and we need to heal, boost, and then heal. So that means art needs to be before quick. So what sucks is I think quick is what needs to go first for us to be in combo. And sometimes it will do quick first, but like I really do think our command codes are correct, and because of the command codes, you're more likely to put quick last. But yeah, I think our BM combo is quick first, which if we need NP, we will do. On though the turns that we don't have our like we don't have our heal, or we just don't want to heal. Okay, we might do it here. Let's see, because we're gonna let me think about this. No, even now I think. Well, no, let me think. See, if I had less NP, I would do quick first. But no, it's just better, I think, to do art first and put quick last. I mean, I do more damage doing quick first. But the problem is, if I'm going for damage, then I would do quick art buster. I wouldn't do art last. I mean, I'm gonna do it this way because I want to see if this is the BM combo. But like, yeah, I don't see a lot of reasons for Robin. Nope, that's not even it. Does anyone remember? I don't fucking remember what the BM combo is for him. I know it's like one of the harder ones to get, but I don't fucking remember what it is. I think Buster might have to be last. You might get that. I think it has to be quick first. I bet you it has to be quick art Buster. I bet you that's it. I don't think it'll work with art quick Buster because I remember it doesn't work either way. It's not like art quick and quick art. It was only one or the other. Yeah, I bet you it's QAB. Because looking at what's making a bit close range and stuff, you might, okay, QAB you might do. You do QAB when you want damage. That is the best damage combo. So like last turn, actually, I could have probably done that. Okay, so yeah, we might see it some. So I kind of just played myself. Alright, just get lucky here, forehead. Yeah, he's got like the most specific BM combo ever. Alright, we'll do quick art buster here because we see it, and it's not terrible. I mean, quick art buster is pretty good. And we're in that NP range where I don't think we would need it to be last. Wait a minute though, we need to heal. Yeah, there's just no way. That sucks because I really stand by it's meta to put heal on quick and heal boost on art. I really think that's the correct thing to do. And that sucks because that means you're never going to do the combo. Because I need to do art before quick. And like okay, the best chain right now is quick art buster, but it's not good enough to screw up my command codes. Right, like the value from the command codes is greater. Now, I guess I will screw it up because I want to see the BM combo, but yeah, this is just straight wrong to do it like this. So if you have no command codes equipped, this is like a combo you'll probably... Yep, there it is! That's awesome, I haven't seen that shit in years. But yeah, with command codes, you'll pretty much never do that. And if you are doing it, then you probably have a bad command code set up. So, that sucks. I kind of want to try a rainbow combo on NP turn. I don't think it's a great idea though. I'm just gonna do it for the heck of it, but I don't see why this would be all that good. So the definition of BM combo is probably well, actually it's not going to change that much because most BM combos are still basically they're animations that only play if you do a animation that under absolutely no circumstances it makes sense to do it. So for example, Ku has like an animation where he like pokes him with his spear, and most people have never seen it. And it's because you can't get it from like another unit doing a Buster attack and then Ku doing Art Buster. It won't do it, right? To get it, it must be all Ku cards, and it has to be like Art Buster Buster or Quick Buster Buster, and you will just never do that. There's literally no reason to do that combo under any circumstance. So it's an animation that like most people never see, and the reason it's called BM, well, anyway, the reason it's called BM is because it's for like unnecessary, right? Like in a video game, generally BM is like taunting your opponent because you're doing stuff you shouldn't really do, but you're doing it because you can afford to do it. It's kind of like you see someone showboating in like a fighting game, like they've got full health, their opponent has 1 health, so you start like teabagging or like doing stupid combos or whatever, right? It's BM, right? Or like in Hearthstone, they're gonna win this turn, and all they have to do is attack with 1 minion. But instead of attacking with that 1 minion and just winning, they play a bunch of random bullshit just, you know, because, right? That kind of stuff is generally, you know, bad manners. That's what BM stand for. So like if you fight a boss and you do Quick Buster Buster, there's no reason for you to ever do that. So you're kind of like taunting, if you will. But yeah, it's just that's kind of where it came from. Let's see. Like I remember that was like a thing in StarCraft 2. There'd be things that would be considered BM, like doing unnecessary things like before winning when it was so obvious you were gonna win. So now NP gain is what we care about. So we want art last. So quick bust. No, actually Buster quick art. The old tried and true. I want the heal boost, but I want that. You know what? This actually might be a time that I don't care enough about. Yeah, I don't actually care about rainbow combo enough here. I would rather do the old fashioned. Yeah, this is better because of Merlin. This is better. I guess Merlin first though. Yeah, that's the old-fashioned, but yeah, it's just because of command codes and everything. I think this is better. I don't care about getting like the better damage by working in a Buster. I lose MP games. So that was totally correct. If I had done a rainbow combo, I don't think I'd have my MP right now because I barely got it. Okay, now I'm gonna heal next. Actually, I need to heal now. I'm about to fucking die, so I need to do this. Yeah, I saw that player that got banned because he didn't even teabag an enemy. He teabagged his teammate that he thought it was funny. You know, people do that. I'm sure those of you that play online games have seen this. Teabagging is oftentimes not even used as an insult. Like you'll like in a game, like maybe it's like a loose multiplayer game like Destiny or something, that you run into another player for a second, you like what he'll teabag to almost like wave, right? Because you don't have like a wave emote that you might be able to get to easily or whatever, and some games don't have it. So you do a little quick teabag. It's kind of like an acknowledgement, kind of like a nod, right? And you do one back, and then you just go about your business. That happens in games all the time. Like teabag, and like a lot of times, like you just do it as like a joke, like when you're waiting, right? You'll be like maybe in your spawn, you're waiting for the round to start, so you just teabag nothing. It's because it's one of the few things you can do to be like, hey, over here, right? Like, because most games you can't emote like you can in real life, right? You don't have as much freedom of movement. So like teabagging is used for insulting, but it's also used for like a nod. Like, no joke, teabagging is absolutely used as a nod. And Elden Ring, people use it as a fucking bow. I'm serious. They're like, you'll get in a duel, they don't want to go through like all the emote menu bullshit, so they'll just crouch and they'll hold it longer than you would for a teabag. They'll just like crouch for like half a second or whatever, and then stand up. The other guy will crouch and stand up, and they fight. People do that. That's a completely acceptable like thing. Like teabagging is not universally used as an insult anymore. And a lot of the time, yeah, teabagging is absolutely used as, hey, I'm a friendly. It absolutely is. Like if you're trying to get someone's attention, like even in Elden Ring, if you're like an invader and you're trying to let the host know that you're not going to be hostile to him, one of the only things you can really do is teabag spam for no reason, and they'll kind of be like, oh, he's trying to get my attention. That's like what it's used for. right? Yeah, it's safe for fighting games. People use it in fighting games all the time for just like they're waiting around or, you know, whatever. It doesn't really mean anything anymore. And yes, it is sometimes used as an insult, like, of course, but what basically happened, it was like I think it was a first-person shooter game. I think what happened was the dude's teammate died, right? But then there was like nothing going on, and so he just teabagged his like teammate, like because like his teammate saw his camera, I think, because like it goes to like his cam, so he just like teabagged, right? He just like for like 1 second, and no one even cared, and they banned him for it. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, it'd be one thing if like you killed the other team, and then you went to their corpse and teabagged their corpses and stuff. You could say that's bad sportsmanship, but that's not what happened. Right, that's literally, and I to some extent, I get not wanting to have bad sportsmanship in a tournament. It's kind of like in like boxing. You don't want the boxers like spitting on each other, and I understand to an extent here, but like teabagging is so much less than that. And again, it wasn't even being aimed at his opponent; it was aimed at his friendly, and his friendly wasn't mad. Right, the friendly, his like teammate did not care at all. Right, it's like someone getting triggered by the circumstance. Like they probably didn't even know. It's like the judge or whatever didn't even know that they were friendlies, and he's just like presuming a lot, and like it's like a whole shtick, right? But yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, if I can live one more turn, I could have. Okay, we just need to win. We just need to win next turn. By the way, this is really impressive that he's doing this at 70. It's easy to do this with an archer, but at 70, it's pretty tough. Do I go full NP gain, or do I try to kill him with 2 rainbow combos? I need 60%. I don't have my second skill. I think we do 2 rainbow combos, and we go pure damage. So, I don't even care. Oh my god, chat, we get to do our BM combo, and it's legit here. Because we don't care about healing anymore, we don't have enough time. It's Quick Art Buster twice in a row. Absolutely. So we finally, there we go. We finally get to BM combo. I'm not sure this is gonna be enough though. We have to do it. No, I think yeah, it will be. We can crit again. Fuck yeah! That's actually pretty cool. This is one of the only times I've been impressed by an archer here because he's level 70. So. But so his isn't a BM combo anymore because it is practical to do that now. Where like Ku's Quick Buster is not, right? And Arthur's Quick Buster is not. So his is technically not a BM combo anymore, which is kind of interesting. Because before it was like super BM, because like before this update, you would never do that kind of combo. I guess we do this one, this is poison. Then highest crit chance. Oh, we have to do 72k or bust. I don't even know if I have my extra attack up. Oh my god, we're not critting. Robin, buddy, you didn't crit a single time. Well, Robin can do it. I feel very confident that Robin can do this at 70, and probably over a 50% win rate if you don't make any mistakes. And see, I did a BM combo earlier where I shouldn't have, just to show it off, but then I didn't need to do that because then we could naturally have done one, so that might have made the difference. So there was a degree of user error there. That is definitely a yikes moment. I'm gonna be right back, chat. I need to get water. Do we have a mod? Lost, are you here? Do we have a, before I go AFK real quick, do we have a mod in chat? Can we make a poll? Basically just slap like 6 or 7 units that you think might be interesting that either I have or chat has, try to keep that in mind. And then leave it up for maybe like, a minute, 2 minutes or whatever, because it might be a second. And then let chat vote on what they want to see next, right? So just take a second, maybe talk to chat for a moment, try to get some names. So chat, start throwing names of what you want to see used next that might be interesting with this update, like Jack or whatever. And then I'll be back in just a minute because I gotta get water and run to the restroom. But yeah, run a poll, and we get what we get. Also, no lying, chat. Alright, chat. Oh my god, Hoomst. I love that meme. Alright, oh, like, of course people are voting for Arcuade because she's new. Oh, Panda Lancer, Jesus Christ. I have no idea how the hell she's gonna play now. Oh, Imia's actually winning, that's awesome. Imia's trying to fend off the new waifu. That's a tough battle right there. So it's between Imia and Arcuade. Ooh, Imia's getting a bit of a lead there. Imia's doing pretty good. Actually, Panda Lancer is starting to do pretty good too, actually. Theoretically, she could win. Imia's the true waifu. Boy, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with Imia. There's no way I'll play it correctly in one go. Yeah, Geronimo can use all 3 of his skills in one turn. You do, like, on your NP turn, you do art up, quick buster up, and you do, like, I guess he would do, probably do art, NP as art, and then buster quick, I guess. You're probably better off using them on different turns, though. Okay, I think Imia's got this. So I think we'll just go with Imia. We'll use the dragon. It's too easy, but like we're more here for looking at the deck more so than winning or losing. I have my own Imia, but he's like 6'10", 6 or something like that. So let's see if I can find. Oh yeah, I guess you can use Imias now that aren't on your friends list. That's another change they made. Is you can use it like the full unit. Okay, there's an Imia, but 988. That's disappointing. How hard is it to find an Imia? I wouldn't think it'd be that hard, but so far not so good. Okay, there's one 999 NP1. No. I think mine's like NP4 or something. Oh, Beastly with the bailout. While we're at it, Beastly, can we slap some command codes on there? They don't have to be perfect, because we mainly want to look at the deck, but if you're around. If you don't want to bother, like if you're busy with something, don't worry about it. Like we can go vanilla if we need to. Because we're not really worrying about winning. Like if you're doing stuff, it's fine. Because one, he can actually probably win without without command codes. So kind of impressive that way, I suppose. Let's see. We need Leonidas, right? There we go. All right. Let me think about this. I almost want to go default. If we were using command codes and we did heal boost, I think I would go default, but with no command codes, I think it's Atlas. Because his skills are pretty impactful. The only thing is, actually, Atlas might have that weird timing where you still only ever cast your skills twice. Where that's what you would have done before anyway, right? It's hard to explain, but it's based on like when you win and lose. You just cast them the second time sooner, right? But you didn't go long enough to then get them a third time. So then it doesn't actually do anything. So I don't know, maybe it is default. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do default just because it's the more like kill him fast route anyway. And I don't know, it's more fun. So yeah, we'll do that. Chat, though, I gotta say, I really am disappointed we didn't get animation updates. Like, we haven't had any in so long, and so many units need them. Like, it sucks. Like, seriously, like, Leonidas, man, how does Leonidas not have an animation update? Oh yeah, we have Golden Sumo on Leonidas. It won't matter, we'll get our NP. Shouldn't be a problem. Hi. お任せを。はい。かけろ。レイヤー。ケア。せい。まだまだです。 But I mean, Summer probably will make some. Fuck though. There's no way Summer's gonna be any good though, for at least like the free-to-play side, because the only like free-to-play servant that they're focusing on is Asclepius, and there ain't no way they're giving an animation update to Asclepius. So yeah, I mean maybe some high stars might get an animation update, but I don't think any low stars will. Man, that sucks. Yeah, that's one thing I've been very annoyed with Lasagna, is they don't really do animation updates. They did Tesla, but they were probably working on that when they were still DW. Okay, we might not get Emiya's NP because somehow we got one Emiya card over 2 turns and it's a Buster card, and there was no like rainbow either. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we do have some command codes on there. This is crazy. I don't think we're gonna get our NP. Let's see. I can rainbow, but that doesn't matter too much. I'm gonna use this command spell because like I'm not gonna just reset and waste AP just because the deck gave me nothing. Like, silly. That was and I had the wrong command code on, because I'd probably still get it if I had the CE on Leonidas. And that's why I bring NP on death CEs, is because if you get really bad luck, you'll get your NP, and if you get really good luck, it won't make any difference, right? It like normalizes things. You're not trying to game the system, right? And that's how I prefer it. Like, do I just art NP? Yeah, I think I just art NP. I think that's like as good as it's gonna get. Wait a minute. If I'm gonna CS, wait, no, don't CS and like, I think I could rainbow for stars, but I wouldn't do that in this context without using a CS, so. Funnily enough, we actually still would have gotten our NP if we had NP on death. We would be short by 3 NP the roundup. But that's because we literally got 1 card that entire time that generated NP. Like that was about as bad as it could get with the RNG there. Now if I record a video tonight for YouTube, like tomorrow, I'm gonna be missing a CS. But that happens in my videos all the time. Like, I always use CS for stupid shit like this. Okay, I don't know what to do. I have absolutely no idea what to do. Let me think about this. Okay, hold on. So we can make our NP whatever we want. And we could just art chain. It's not like art chaining is bad, because when you have Merlin, which it looks like we actually do have, that makes art chaining like better. So maybe we just art chain like normal. But let me think about this. So what is the benefit of doing a rainbow? So if I do a rainbow, I can make more stars. Also, I'm more likely to crit this turn. But I could make a rainbow with the art NP if I wanted to. And actually, an art NP as AoE upgraded, I'm pretty sure does more damage. Barely. The difference is like nothing, but it does slightly more damage than the Buster. And if I do a rainbow, I get the first card Buster bonus anyway. However, if I keep the NP as Buster, then I get to do quick art, and that's more refund. Wait, no, because if it's art, the NP will refund itself, because he has a high hit count. Okay, so I'm pretty convinced that we want to make the NP art. So now the question is, art, or art Buster quick? I think art. Like, the rainbows are great, but honestly, I think you just stick with the art. Like, it's just a lot of gain. I think we do this. It's kind of wonky on the star gen, but it's better than nothing. The only thing about rainbow is I actually would have a decent crit chance on these, like one of these art cards. Yeah, I guess you could save skill 3 for later, but I think it's better to use it because you'll live for 5 turns and then you can use it again. Right? And that's better. I'm trying to think if I attack up here. You want to attack up if you can like NP and crit, and our crit chance right now is kind of crap. And hell, we might want to just attack up on the crit turn. His crit buff lasts more than 1 turn. God, if that said 1 instead of 3, I was gonna like question my existence. Okay, we could heal boost, but we have Star Bomb. We definitely want a Merlin. This is tricky, because critting next turn is big, but also... Okay, you know what? We'll be greedy. Give me the stars.
I am the bone of my soul. Unlimited blade walks.
Okay. No crit. Still good, good enough NP gain. This next combo we can focus on damage. I do wonder... I think we try to use the attack buff next turn. Oh my god, we could have looped. Yeah, I think we use the attack buff next turn. And we try to crit and NP. So we actually want stars. Fuck. We're gonna mess up the heal. Oh well. Dare I do this? Critting next turn is more important than critting this turn. And it's gonna get 20% boost. So it's 60, 180. I'm not sure I'm doing this right. So if we don't crit here, this is gonna be a catastrophe. Because then I should have just used the attack up before. Unfortunately, the Buster, this is the one we can't use, is the one with 90. So we do... I don't know about that. I don't know if we made the right decisions here.
Blade walks.
Well, if we had double crit, I think that would have been worth. We only got one crit, so I don't think that was. Okay. I think we heal boost. I guess we rainbow then. So... Actually, I care about NP gain the most, so we do it like this. I don't know, he might just want to still art sometimes. He's way better NP gain. Because if I arted there, I could NP now. Yeah, see blue, press blue is still a pretty strong way to go. Okay, now that we're at this NP range, we want stars. This fucking star bomb is always on the wrong one. Okay, this comes back next turn, so critting next turn is more important than critting this turn. One crit here. There you go. There you go. A lot of Ku, Hans copies there, Cairo. Where they're, even though you're working on Baldy and Hans, you're about to get 120 before me. I mean, I feel like art chains are still really good. Especially with Merlin. Like, it's still the most refund you're gonna get.
I am the bone of my soul.
Yeah, I'm close to 120, but I'm not close to having Ku's second pass.
Blade walks.
Damn it. Damn it. I feel like we're actually playing worse than India before the update, just because we're like trying too hard to get extra value, and we're not getting it. Okay, definitely rainbow here. Don't save the evade, because we need either win or lose before the next NP. Work with me. There you go. Well, supposed to be the crit, but I'll take the 2. Boy, Emiya really is all over the map though in what colors he's picking. This is like the most zigzaggy thing I've seen. I'll tell you, Robin was pretty interesting, I gotta say. Especially because he actually did quick art once. And it was right. I completely made the right call there because it got him exactly 100% NP. Getting the NP was better than like, I think like 96 but then more damage. Man, why is it every time we have the Buster NP? Last time we had a 90% Buster crit. Like, that's fucked up, man. And like, it's a good time to heal too. Heal boost versus... I tell you, sometimes you have to just let go and play it like before the update. Like sometimes the command codes are going to be worth more than the rainbow. But it's like 20% crit is pretty nice. I think we do that.
I am the born of myself.
Yeah, Emiya is going to take a while to royally optimize the system. I think he's got a lot to think about. Funnily enough, Ku, he has, I guess, a little bit more to think about than he did before, but you pretty much are always going to quick into Rainbow. The question is, which Rainbow do you use? Like, sometimes you're gonna find that balance of trying to get as much damage in while still getting enough NP. And sometimes you go for Star Gen too, actually, so. Honestly, I want to Art Chain. I think that's the best, but I need the heal. So... Man, but look, the fuck! Do we really Rainbow here? Because the Quick only has a 50% crit chance, and then the Heal Boost only has a 50% crit chance. Well, they get 20% though, right? 70. That's it. Yeah, I just get lucky. I should have just Art Chained though, because I can just kill him next turn with an MP. Kind of forgot about that. Yeah, I absolutely should have just Art Chained. Yeah, sometimes just going full MP gain is still the way to go. Like, I guess we just try to kill him now. So, all damage. This. I'm ready to zeet the app. We got it? Oh, he didn't crit that last one. Well. I mean, we won, but that was a mess. Like, that was a mess. That was, there's no way that was, I would not post that, like, Emiya solo, you know, new gameplay, that would not be a video. That was a shit show. Cairo, Billy is a lot better because he gets to put his Buster card last all the time, and he crits all the time now, so... Like, he could have just crit before if he got lucky, so, you know, his peak didn't change a lot, but he's so much more consistent. It's quite nice. Alright, chat, let's see. Who else? I want to try Leonidas. I really want to try Leonidas. But it is difficult. What's this? Let's think. What do I have? There's the Moriarty fight in, no, that's NA. No, that doesn't work. Let's see, what do I have? I've got Uriel and Asterios, but that's not really a... You could do Lobo, because Lobo has a good hit count, but the evade and all that is just going to slow you down so much. There is the Tristan stage, funnily enough. But, I guess, I mean, that's almost too good for him, though. And you don't... what I really want is, I want a real Archer, right? So we take the half damage and all that, because that matters a lot for clear Leonidas. But then they're a real boss, so they're doing real damage and stuff. I don't have Kama because it takes... I mean, I'd be willing to bet most people in my chat don't have Kama, right? Like, I think most people in chat right now do not have Kama unlocked because it takes an ungodly amount of time. I am fairly close, though. I am, yeah, I'm on floor 5. So I have to finish floor 5, which that's an ordeal, because floor 5 is the longest floor. And then you have to do a little bit of stuff on all the floors prior. But I did all the side stuff, so I'm fairly close. Yeah, I need to Zerg that, because Kama it would be perfect. Kama is a great testing ground. She's way better than Kiara. I mean, I guess we could use Kiara. She's not terrible. She's so boring, though. Oh my god, Kiara. I'd rather do Lobo and fail than do Kiara and win. Because she has a decent hit count, so there's that, but it is so slow. Let's do Lobo. It's an absolutely terrible fight because, you know, sure hit, he does defense up spam, he has evade every turn, right? There's just so many things that screw you up, and you can't ping the shield off with your NP, but you can still get data from it, right? Like, because it is such a nasty fight, and he has an okay hit count. I love that Lobo emote. It's so good here. It's like, yes, yes, come fight Lobo. All right, let's set up Leonidas here. Like, it's so strange because you wouldn't think like a scheming emote like that for Lobo of all things, but it works really well. Just like the snout. Wait, no, that's not command code. It looks like command code. All right. Let me think about this. We're gonna NP and quick art, like every time. And then we will probably rainbow combo as like Buster quick. So he's actually kind of playing like the old school. Now you would never have played him that way before, but we're gonna do a lot of like Buster quick art, right? Because we're focusing on NP gain, but you want damage on the side. And that's how you would do it before, and just coincidentally, it's still the same way now. So it's a lot of Buster quick art. Now, occasionally we might do like Buster later. Like if like, oh, I've got the NP anyway, then we'll put the Buster later or the quick later. Actually, quick later is good because then better crit chance. Okay, but yeah, Buster's early in the chains. Overwhelmingly Buster early in the chains. So what we want then is heal. I don't even know. Hold on. Do we even need the heal? I mean, heal boost is good on him, but stars is really good too. Because critting equals art crit, and art crit equals easy loop. So the heal and heal boost need to be on Buster and quick if you're gonna do it. I think you put heal on Buster because you can use Buster NP instead of a Buster card. That seems logical to me. Okay. Now we could do, you know, sure hit or whatever. So the Buster card doesn't have to go first. Oh god, there's so many options. This is messed up. Because, you know, Lobo's got the evade every turn, but also you want to ping off the defense up if you can. You know, sometimes we're probably going to put quick first then, and we might put sure hit on a quick card. My god, would you never do that before? It's either that or you do the defense removal on the art card, but I think you always put the art card in third place unless you clearly have the NP gain. That seems pretty legit to me. Okay. Yeah, no, the UI is an absolute travesty, but, you know, we've been over that. I'm not 100% sure we're gonna use that, but I'll put it on there for now. So heal boost and then sure hit is what I'm thinking. This would be so good if we were fighting a regular boss, but Lobo is definitely not that. And see, normally you could make this like defense or damage cut or something if you don't have to deal with anything specific from the boss. But that is not the world we're living in here. That is so bizarre that I have sure hit on quick, but I think it's for the best, so I can put that on Buster. I don't know though, you actually maybe it should be the other way around, because he's gonna have evade every turn no matter what. He's not gonna have defense up every turn. Yeah, you know, I switched those around. Now, I wish you could just switch them, but it won't let me do that. That is not... I have 55 of those. Not that I have the QP for it, but... I'll be going to give those to Protoku. Well, I have not tested yet in a solo. We used him in a team, but I haven't used him as solo. I need to do that. I think he's going to benefit a lot. Oh, this is going to take so long just to do this simple thing here. Music is looping. We fix that. This is fitting for, Dude, I hate this UI. I just fucking hate it. It takes so long to do anything, and like, it's just like, there's so many pictures now. And thank you for the 9 months, Moz. Vicky Moz, did I say that? Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you significantly more than the command code UI. I mean, we don't really have to make a prediction because they already showed us the summer stuff, so... I wish it was Hawaiian shirt coup, but that's already like 99% confirmed not to be happening. I'm really annoyed by that. Like, we're year 7 and Coup doesn't have the Hawaiian shirt. It's like, what the hell? Like, I mean, what the hell? Day 1 servant, really popular, etc, etc. Like, I like Asclepius, right? Don't get me wrong, I like Asclepius, but it's so nonsense that he's getting a costume before Coup. Jesus, what do I do? There's NP gain. I tell you what I want is that CE my friend Kai has. It's got NP gain and damage cut on it. That's perfect. I mean, there's just defense up. That's not bad. There's the anti-mail defense up. Lobo is mail, I'm pretty sure. It's just that might not be enough NP gain at that point. Man, I don't think you do scope. Especially if I have his passive, which I don't know if I do or not. Let's see, passives. He's got his second passive. Let me see if I can get his extra attack one unlocked. I haven't used my CE ticket, but I don't even care about it. I already have every single one of those craft essences limit broken, and with like extra ones on the side. So, like, I don't care. I think my ult might need it. Like my ult might. I know my ult doesn't have like MLB. I'm not rolling to get Leonidas. I'm just gonna get the daily done. But yeah, no, I'm not wailing. I've just been playing this game for way too long. Like when you play the game for the the Steno account wants it absolutely. Yeah, all my old accounts want it, but my main don't care at all. Like if I forgot about it, I wouldn't even care. Like I wouldn't. I'd be like, oh no, I forgot to use it. Like I just would not care. But yeah, my old accounts desperately need some of that. Well, Protoku can get a passive, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going to 120 him or not, so I don't know what to do there. Okay, Leo only has 32 coins, so... No extra attack for us. That's unfortunate, because the extra attack up actually gives us more NP gain. Because it's effectiveness up. Thank goodness for Max. We'll do it with that one. I guess this... because his NP has sure hit. Although I tell you, if you can consistently survive the NP, you do default, even though the evade does nothing, and you use the evade on a normal turn so you don't take damage, and then you use the heal. Yeah, actually default might be better because of that. It just depends on how we loop. I think Cairo already got a K-scope on the co-op account, I think. I mean, having more than one is not a bad thing, but you know, it's not going to be as big of a deal. Probably should have just done the extra attack there. To avoid the heal. Not a big difference. Wait, did you not, Cairo? I thought you did. Maybe I did. I'll have to check. I'm pretty sure one of us got K-scope. Cairo, I don't think I told you this. So Cairo, I was just talking about how like I don't care if I whiff the 5-star CE, which it's truthful. But I accidentally whiffed the 4-star CE on the co-op account, and I don't even know how that happened. Because I picked it on like, and I also whiffed it on the Steno account. I got it on the Herc account though, which was the account that needed it like the least. But yeah, I was supposed to pick Edison, which would have been very helpful, and I didn't. I was very mad when I realized that. I have no idea how that happened. I honestly don't know. I don't know if like real life was crazy or what. I have no idea what happened. Also, fuck you, game. Like, every turn we're just getting Buster cards on Leonidas. Like, whoop-de-doo. Guess I'll make as many stars as possible. I'm literally not even using Leonidas' card. That sucks. That super sucks. But yeah, really wish I didn't mess that up. Hopefully I just get lucky. So if we had gotten cards, I could have my NP right now. Well, we do this. I think we do this. I want the NP gain buff next turn. I don't think we need it this turn. Sucks that we're whiffing Merlin, but... yeah, if I had my NP there, it would have been so much better. I think you pretty much have to have your NP there. I think you're just gonna fall too far behind if you don't. Because like, well, if I had my NP there, I could have NP'd and then Merlin's next NP with my first skill up, and I never would have taken that much damage, and I could be like NPing again right now. We'll see. We might be able to recover anyway, but we're pretty tough. Okay, heal needs... I forgot. He's so loopy. Yeah, the heal can't be on Buster. And yeah, the sure hit does need to be on quick then. Okay, so I had it right the first time. Although not the heal needs to be different. Yeah, we loop really easy. Yeah, that's not a problem. And I could even bring NP gain. But yeah, we're like never going to be able to heal ourselves because I did that. Yeah, and if we don't heal ourselves, the heal boost isn't doing anything. Hell, at this point, I'd be better off with a command code that just like healed every turn, right? Also, I probably should have invulnerability there, but they're actually probably gonna live. No, not quite. It's close. I mean, well, guts, obviously, but... So yeah, I think he wants default. He wants default Mystic Code, and boy, there's there's so much to science on this. This is Leonidas is already kind of like that. Like he's already like pretty complicated, but also you can't do this fight. The evade is just you're not doing anything like every turn. But no, he can do a lot more damage while looping now, like, absolutely. But this is just not a good testing ground. Like the evade just fucks him up too much. And also my command codes are just completely wrong. I can finally heal. After a million turns here. Yeah, see, this sure... wait, I thought I did switch sure hit to quick. Huh. Well, yeah, that's fucked up because these can't be on the same... You know, I really, somehow I don't know why I thought these command codes are right. This is like so wrong. Like I'm basically getting no value out of most of my command codes like every turn. And like the two that need to be used in the same turn are on the two busters, which you can't use in the same turn. Well, you wouldn't always need to do that, but I mean, like right there we did. Oh god, this is awful. So, the problem is I just can't think of a stage where I can actually test Leonidas. Like, he needs a practical circumstance. Like an actual boss fight. Because like this is an actual boss fight, but it just happens to be one that he's really bad for. And then everything else I have, like, it's like, you know, enemies that aren't real bosses, so they don't have hit count. Yeah, the evade thing here is super bad for him.
Hi. Omakase. Hi.
Now, Abby is even worse. There's buff removal. Also, Abby's on NA, and this update's not on NA, so. Like, see, like, this is so unimpressive because we're not doing any damage, but we're not doing any damage because of the evade. Like, because he actually can loop now while doing at least some degree of damage, but it's like, that's just, you can't see it on that stage. Okay, chat, this is kind of unfortunate timing, but I'm getting a headache, so I think I'm gonna wrap up now, and, sucks, there's so much to do. We have like so much we want to mess around with. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break now. I might stream later tonight, maybe a little Arc Nights, just because I don't want to ignore Arc Nights, like during all this anniversary stuff. But I might not stream again, because I might work on a video or something. There's a lot I could make a video on, and there's a lot I need to test, and like Zhufu is a thing, I need to work on that. So yeah, I'm gonna chill for now. I'll definitely see you all tomorrow though, we got plenty of stuff to do. I tell you what though, before I wrap up, let me just take advantage of this other nice quality of life update. Not that one. There we go. I was about to turn a blue apple into another blue apple right there. Anyways, boys, thank you for hanging out. I will see you all tomorrow, and take care.